Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes. Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's up, my family? Welcome in. A little fix, AM and the PM crossover here right on A2DRadio.com. Every Wednesday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Him Yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. No more Princeton. Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. Find them on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. The doc just informed us on Sunday, no more Princeton. Good catch from the kid right there. Good catch. Good catch. Burlington, Cherry Hill locations. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com. Tom Arnone, Ryan Brotto, Ralph Del Vecchio, Greg Mwagvik, Frank Vespi, the family out there joining us. Usually, we like to start off shows during Eagles season and talk football and talk Eagles with you. And I'm just going to tell you something right now. I refuse to do it. I refuse to talk about this team until later on. They don't deserve front page attention right now. You don't deserve front page attention when you don't play good enough. All right, and you flat out stink as a team, as a roster, not good enough, and that's what we're watching. Everything up and down. But we'll talk about, is there changes coming for the Eagles that Jeffrey Lurie semi-alluded to if they don't make the playoffs, air quote. We'll preview Monday night's game, what there is to preview, and give your score prediction. I'm defeated. Can you tell? I'm defeated at 3-6-1. Like I never get defeated. I feel there's a big deflation here. Like I deflated big time. That balloon is now popped. There's not even there's no chance of recovery from my deflation. You understand? The balloon has been popped with the Philadelphia Eagles. You got to come out and win a game Monday for me to even sniff feeling decent about you. You understand? Even sniff feeling decent about you. We'll give our predictions. Eagles, Seahawks later on the show. Eastern Conference rankings. Okay? I mean, you got some upgraded teams here in the East. I think it's tough. It's way deeper than it's been in years past. I mean, you're talking 5-6 teams deep. So we'll talk about how the Eastern Conference is going to shake up when it comes to the NBA. A little fallout of NBA free agency. You seen some teams get stronger. I mean, pointing over there, I mean, the Lakers got better. Somehow got better, and they just won a championship. So you look around the league, and there's teams that got better. Did Giannis and the Bucks get better? I think so. I think so. I mean, they gave up a lot, but they're better. You would assume the Nets are better, right? I mean, so you would look around the East and say everybody's a little bit better on the moves they've went out and made so far. And still stuff on the horizon that we don't know that might still happen in the next week or two. So there's still some things that could happen too. But right now, the East is 5-6 teams deep. Easy.
Yeah, it's very, very deep.
You can make an argument that now the Hawks almost become an 8th seed contender playoff team. Not contender, but like contender for the playoffs. Like you can make a case that they jump in and out contender. You can make a case, well, what's Charlotte going to be? Is some of their young talent ever going to pan out where they can be an 8th seed? So, I mean, there's more questions on your bottom level teams that are now fighting for that 8th seed that actually you can have a conversation that maybe have a chance to be an 8th seed. So there's just a lot of moving and shaking. And listen, I'm excited for it. We'll talk about some Sixers trade options. What's still left out there? All right. You talked a little rumors today about Lou Williams. I mean, that would be nice, but what are you giving up? Right. So, I mean, everything in context. But I already like where this basketball team's at. But that ties into our poll question brought to you by Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill. Brought to you by Handbuck Services. 20% off for all your gutter guards, gutter insulation. Tell them A2D sent you. Michael Ambrose, handbuckservices.com. 20% off. The Sixers will make another big trade before the season begins. the Sixers will make another big trade before the season begins. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Like, subscribe, follow, download. You know the deal. Talk to us tonight. All right? Tell us how you're feeling about the direction of this organization and how much, if you're a 4-for-4 guy, how much the Sixers start almost is cleansing you from what you're watching with the Eagles as well. That at least you're coming in the basketball season with a sense of hope. Right? I mean, Dwight Howard talked today about Ben and LeBron. I mean, anytime you put a guy into that conversation, it always feels good. So at least a veteran's coming here with confidence in what he's signing up for. Right? So I like that.
Go, Mario. Don't like Wentz. Don't like Simmons. Who do you like, Mar?
Well, everything context matters. So when he talked about the unselfishness.
I mean, I know we've talked about it as well on these airs that Ben Simmons has the ability to be one of the best in the world without a jump shot. I know we've talked about it. I know Tommy and I at least have talked about it and are in the understanding that he's talented and skilled enough to be just in the same breath and comparison as Giannis and LeBron. However, it doesn't seem that way because we see him every day. And we know, the frustrations that come with not having the jump shot.
See, this is what I can't do tonight. I can't do Rob Brinkman's of the world tonight. The Sixers no way until I see results. Listen, Rob, I know it's a result-driven freaking league. Everything's result-driven. I get it. I understand it. What I'm trying to tell you, Rob, all right? What I'm trying to tell you about the results, okay? I'll go back to Rob because I'm not done with him. All right? About the results. Right now, I'm talking about feeling cleansed because the organization is different. Can that not cleanse you? Can some legitimate NBA players coming in here to make your roster deeper not cleanse you a little bit, Rob? There's the Brett Brown firing and the bringing in of Doc Rivers, then followed by a great coaching staff, then followed by Daryl Morey. Not cleanse you a little bit? Does the draft not cleanse you a little bit, Rob? When you feel like you actually took, you didn't reach for somebody like most organizations do in this city? Did that not cleanse you a little bit, Rob? Did the signings of Danny Green and Seth Curry that are flat-out shooters not cleanse you a little bit? I mean, how does that not cleanse people? Then I don't know what you're ever going to buy into. I can't beg you to be cleansed. But if you don't feel better about the direction of the Sixers, then I can't help anybody tonight. If you don't feel better about the way this organization's going, then I don't know what to tell you. You got pros in here. Donovan with a 30. Look at Donovan with a 30.
All right, Don. Thank you, brother.
Thanks, Don.
Let's go Sixers. Absolutely. Now the poll, the Sixers will make another big trade before the season begins. You agree or disagree? And again, let us know. Chime in. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Subscribe, like, follow. Big? Yeah. I mean, I could look at a guy like Lou Williams as being a big enough move for his basketball team. I mean, I think if you go out and get any types of – is there an attack, Frank? Is the dog okay?
No, they're playing with each other right now.
Okay. Well, at least they're all right.
They are fine.
Is that a dry hump?
My brother is in the other room playing with the dogs right
They're wrestling. Yeah.
They are wrestling.
Yeah.
But the weird part is they're brother and sister. So I mean I'm
taking a walk.
if I was in good old Kentucky, it'd be perfectly fine. But yeah. No, that's a no.
Oh yeah. He takes a shot at Westbrook.
No, I'm just talking about the state as a whole.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
My top's one. My top's one today against UNI, so it's all good.
Yep, Cousins for Thanksgiving. Got a full plate. Got a full plate tomorrow.
By the way, Spellman has a question for you, Frank.
Frank.
I don't know.
Open sesame. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree to it because I think like a Lou Williams, a player of that type would be big enough. Like we talked last week about splash. Like I don't think Harden's coming here, right? So I don't think you're getting a splash move, but I can see a good move coming. You know what I mean? Like another one. I don't think they're done yet. I could see possible Lou Williams. There's other names out there that you could probably trade for that maybe aren't splash moves, but definitely make your team better for sure. So. I mean, Lou's familiar with Doc, obviously. Familiar, Daryl Morey is familiar with everybody just because he's been around the league for a minute. But you know what I mean? In familiarity. But you know what I mean? There's veterans that came here. I could absolutely see a deal in place. Obviously, the Sixers and Clippers have made deals before, so they're not against picking up the phone for each other. So that's a I'm not the biggest guy on like bring guys home guy, right? I don't pride myself in that shit, right? But I'm just saying that I would bring a guy like Lou Williams home because I think at this point, being a 6th, 7th man, 8th man off the bench, instant offense off the pine is so important for this basketball team because they're going to play great defense. Their starting five is going to get palmsy because when you have Joe and Ben on the court together, you're going to play good day. So now can you get it? You know what I mean? Can you get scoring and some big time production from your bench? So I'll agree. I'll agree. What do you guys say? The Sixers will make another big trade before the season begins. If you got some trades, we'll fire it up in the trade machine. Nope, good job with the arrow.
No, I'm not a Magic fan because we didn't get Harden, so we're all good to go.
Back. Eli says, who's our point guard? That would be Ben Simmons. So for right now, unless something else happens. And Brink says, Morey is good, draft was good, but in the end, it comes down to Embiid and Simmons, and I need to see results. I get you. But we asked for accountability, Robbie. And we got that. And then we got a Wentz. We got a Wentz comment. Look at the stats from Wentz, 27, 2019, over 8,000 yards. Look it up. Timothy, you don't got to tell me anything.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to tell me nothing. This whole roster's not good enough. This whole team's not good enough. So I'm done. If you're crushing one guy, you're an idiot. Sean says Austin Rivers or Lou Williams can get the cheap for a long contract, but Austin already
out.
Yeah, he's with the Knicks, ain't he?
Yeah, Austin's already with the Knicks, but a Lou guy, something right in that range, I could very well see for this basketball team. I don't think they're done. Daryl Morey has been known as a guy who likes to, likes to get a fresh deck. He's a fresh deck guy. He's like me. He's like me playing franchise mode. I like to see something new. Let me see something new. So Lou Williams fits like a Daryl Morey concept. We already know he fits a Doc Rivers concept. So I think it's a win-win. And I think that name's better than any name you're going to tell me, honestly. Like, people are going to tell me Derrick Rose. People are going to tell me other names. And no, I'm good. I can get Lou Williams for less, and I'm going to get more production from him. I'm going to get more production. He's instant offense. He's 20 off the pine for you. And still, at this remember Lou? We go back to Lou. Lou was a puppy when AI was here, remember?
Came out of high school the second round.
Remember baby Lou? I would love to bring Lou home, and I'm not to bring home everybody. I hate bringing guys back. I think it's corny. You know what I mean? Once you go, you go. But I would definitely bring Lou Williams back. I want to know who you guys would bring back, and I want to know if you guys agree or disagree with the poll. The Sixers will make another big trade before the season begins. Let us know. We'll get to all your comments, questions. I know these guys want to go and give their answer to the poll, so let's go. Let's talk about it. Ralphie, I'm going to go to you.
Let Ryan go. Ryan, you guys can go. I'll go last.
Unbiased. I want the unbiased. Mm-hmm. Sixers opinion second. Okay, so you're not going to tell us what we're going to do. We're dictating to you. All right, just because you're in the retirement home now doesn't mean you start yelling at us. All right, doesn't mean you start telling us what to do. All right, now we're sliding the food under the door. All right, and kumbaya to you. Bye bye, kumbaya, bye bye.
He looks like he is in one of those rooms. He looks like he's in one of those rooms too that you would find. It's like the scene from Happy Gilmore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where the grandma gets checked in. That might be the same chair.
You guys are haters, man.
You're the one who brought in the chair. You brought in the chair.
I know. I did it to myself. Okay.
It's okay to make an oopsie.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah, Rod, I do too, brother.
Yeah, Rod. I like him, and I like Danny Green too. Danny Green will play some defense too, so not just a guy who can hit some threes for you. Ralphie, what do you say?
I agree. I think they do make another move, just to with the whole bench situation too, because I really do think if Lou Williams is out there to get, I think the Sixers are primed to get him and bring off the bench. Because if we were me, Ryan, and Frank, we were all talking pre-show, doing the little trade machines and stuff like that to see what you could get for Lou Williams, and if you would give up, obviously I think everybody here would give up like a Mike Scott and maybe like a Shake to get Lou Williams. And I know Ryan asked a question. Jesus Christ.
That's one of the best lines in the movie.
Yeah.
Or this one, like my
fingers hurt. Well, you just got put on landscaping duties. Yep.
You'll go to sleep, or you will be put to sleep.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
Go ahead,
But
Ralph.
no, to the poll, I agree. I think a guy like Lou Williams, like you said, Tommy can come in, and obviously you look at your bench. I mean, some guy, off the bench can give you the points as well. But if you look at like a Mike Scott, who, as you guys will know, gave him the big money, and he didn't really perform to that big money as well. And hopefully, if you can get Lou Williams for like a Mike Scott and maybe some draft picks to bring in Lou, a guy that I think he almost was averaging, I think, almost 30 points off the bench this season, which is insane, which is crazy for a guy that doesn't even start the game, almost touching 30 points off the bench, which is insane.
Yep.
So I agree. I think they do make another move to shore up their bench and get a little bit more depth. And I think Lou Williams is the right person for the Sixers. And the fact that the report came out that they want to, the Clippers want to, move on from some guys that've been there for a long and start to reset everything over there. So,
yeah, I mean, listen, guys, you get away with a second round pick sitting over there, and whatever needs to make the money match, But I mean, again, but then if they don't make any moves, some people I know might say no, and if they don't, just a real quick thing, like at the end of the day, you have vets off your bench still. You know what I mean? You have Mike.
Yeah.
But
I think adding Lou Williams, but Tommy, I think adding Lou Williams to that bench just makes it even more deeper, because you can have a guy, say if Danny Green or Seth Curry's having a bad game, one of your two shooters, you have a shooter off the bench in Lou Williams that can come in and give you 15 points. You really don't know that about Mike Scott at this moment. Two years ago, Mike Scott, could come off the bench and give you 10 plus points, but last year he really didn't do that. So there's some uncertainty with Mike Scott. Lou Williams, what he's giving you off the bench. He's giving you 20 to 25 every single night off the bench, and nobody's stopping him. And he's 33, 34 years old. I mean, it's a perfect fit. Perfect fit.
Well, listen, it's a perfect fit. I was just saying, like, if they stay status quo, which I don't think they do, but if they stay status quo, I could see, okay, maybe a change it, not a scenery, but scenery in a way with a new standard. Maybe Mike Scott gives us better minutes, gives us more of that 2018 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Or 2019, whatever freaking year it was. All these years are falling right together, right out. But you know what year I'm talking about. The year we got knocked out by Toronto. If you can give us some of them types of minutes, then I'm comfortable with you coming off my bench, right? But either way you want to slice it, I'm all in for I'm like all in, but you know what I mean? I'm all in for a guy like Lou Williams.
Absolutely.
Andre Iguodala, no, not at this point. David Andrews says Reggie Jackson's good bench test.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think he shoots it well enough.
I think he's a guy that can get to the basket, and he's that true scorer. I mean, on this roster, Tommy, I agree. Like, there's far better options, but I think, like we talk about, a veteran presence that could be that, third option, fourth option, scoring wise off the bench. And plus, he was only getting paid like $700,000. To where if you want somebody with very low risk, high reward for extremely cheap, just for like I said, just another veteran guy to have in there. I don't think Reggie Jackson, to your point, I don't think it's moving the needle much. Like, I don't think adding Reggie Jackson makes us, a 4 seed instead of a 5 seed.
Well, do you want Reggie Jackson taking minutes from Maxey? I don't. Like, I don't right now. Like, you know what I mean? Knowing what Reggie Jackson is, I'd rather give it to the kid and let him get that minutes.
Yeah, but then you can also answer that. You can also ask that question for Lou Williams too. If you do get Lou Williams, will he be taking some of the minutes away from Maxey as well?
See, that I think is different, Ray.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to play devil's advocate because of the whole situation.
It's a good question, Ralphie, because they're kind of the same mold in a way. You know what I'm saying? Off the bench type thing. Long term, no. I mean, you really don't want a guy like Lou Williams, somebody that's up there in age, to take minutes and kind of block Maxey. But I think given this circumstance where Maxey, again, he's going to be coming in, starting the season with only about 30 days of practice, no real game time, not a full off season. He's only 19, etc. You're getting Lou Williams. He's going to be on a 1-year deal, so it's not like we would bring him in for 3 years, for example.
Yeah.
And two, there's a way where you can have both of them on the court. To answer your question real quick, Tom, about Reggie Jackson, no, you would only want Reggie Jackson on the court maybe at the beginning of the season and taking some minutes away from Maxey. If Maxey isn't ready, if he's ready, then you got to let the kid go. And I think while he is a little bit young, given his work ethic, I think he could be a little bit closer to being ready than people do think he would be, given the circumstances. But we would want Maxey to eventually develop into that role going forward. You know what I mean?
I would give Maxey as my 8th guy off the bench right now or 7th guy off the bench right now. So, I mean, even if, like, that's what I was trying to say, even if you disagree to the poll, anybody out there, I still think this team's damn good. So, I mean, if you don't get Lou Williams or a guy like that, I think you're really good at the guard position.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Tommy.
I think you're deep because I think people are going to forget about Maxey being here. And to me, the steal of the draft, I'm going to say it a million times so people want to listen. I'm in his IG stories. I'm seeing working. I'm seeing 6 a.m. workouts. Listen, it's a 1-2, baby. It's a 1-2. You want to be good. You want to take it to another level. The Mamba mentality isn't a joke. That's just not a joke. It's hey, I'm going to work. I'm going to put in 1 more extra session in you. I'm going to put in 2 more extra sessions in you because I want it that bad. And we have a 19-year-old kid that looks like he wants it that bad. I'm all in for him getting minutes early on and playing 20, 22 minutes a game. Why not? I mean, especially early on, you have enough veterans around him too, right? Like, you brought in vets. It's not like we're vetless here.
Yeah, and it's like, and it's a good. Go ahead, Tommy.
Go ahead. We're not vetless.
And it's like a good situation for Maxey too. It's not like he's stepping into a team almost like how Ben and Joel were with guys that only been in the league for 3 or 4 years, right? You have a guy in Danny Green that's been in the league for almost 10 years now. A guy in Seth Curry who's been around for almost 9 years now. So, I mean, you have veterans all around your team that can at least help him out and, get to where he wants to be and have the mentorship there as well.
As far as the poll question, though, going back to the poll, I'm going to disagree for this reason. Do I think that there's a few trades and signings happening before the season, marginal, to add a little bit more depth? Maybe, you flip a Mike Scott for, a second-round pick, or you don't bring back Korkmaz, for example, and you bring in more, more depth, for example. Yeah, I could see that. But I think the big trade is going to happen in season around the deadline, for example, because I think really, and I think this goes twofold. I think there's a lot of teams right now, like a lot of people are mentioning, we talked about it a lot Friday. I'm sure it'll come up a lot, throughout this show, the Zach LaVine factor. The more I think of it, I don't really expect the Zach LaVine move. If it is going to happen, I don't expect it to happen before the year. That is more of like okay, we really need 1 more piece to add to Ben and Joel. Maybe something's not working with Tobias, or you know what I'm saying? Like that's a move you make if something needs fixing to where you really got to take it over the edge type thing.
Panic.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Well, it would be. I mean, if you feel like you have to make that move mid-season, that's a panic move then. Not saying like in a bad way. I'm just saying that's panic mode. Like we're not playing anywhere up to where we thought we were going to be. And Ben and Joe aren't good enough. Listen, I'm going to say this a million times. People want to hear this out there. I don't want to hear about needing a third fucking person anymore. I just watched the team win a championship with a shit ton of role players and 2 stars. I just watched it. I know he's the best player in the game. I just witnessed it. And I just witnessed AD and LeBron win by themselves. There was no third guy. There was no KD involved with Steph and Clay. This was them 2 who just won it themselves. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot more tandems than there is triplets out there right now. So in that regard, they shouldn't need that other third. Tobias should be good enough for them, and them 2 should be taking their games to the next level this year.
Absolutely.
Right? And if they're not, Zach LaVine ain't not you, Rye. As a general, Zach LaVine ain't going to come in here and take us now to a championship because then we're in a bad spot, in my opinion. Like if you have to go out and make a splash mid-season, like have to. Some teams just do it because they didn't love it and they want to get better. That could be it too. It could be 2 ways. So don't get me wrong. You can feel like, hey, we're a contender. Let's go just stamp that, right? Mm-hmm. So it could be that way too. Or it could be, hey, we're playing such good basketball. I don't want to screw nothing up. Or these 2 didn't get better. We're in trouble. We need to figure something out. And they're your options. To your point, like I don't necessarily disagree with you because if they're playing bad, guess what's going to happen? A splash might happen because Morey's not scared to pull triggers. So I mean, it's a good point. I hope we're not there. You know what I mean? I hope to your point that we don't have to worry about that. And if we do a LaVine or any bigger name, right, that we're doing it because we're that close.
Yeah, and honestly, you're absolutely right. I could also look at it that, hey, we're actually playing solid basketball. We're seeing how much these guys are fitting Joel and Ben. And people could say, after I say this, like, oh, well, if that's happening, then we're clearly the 1 seed. I think and especially as we're going to talk about with the Eastern Conference rankings, that because some of these teams and even the teams that were better than us got so much better so far, I think that, and like we talk about with Daryl Morey, this guy loves making trades even if he's not struggling. You know what I'm saying? Just because he can, just because he likes getting creative. Thanks, Booty Tang, by the way. What is that, Frank?
Thanks, brother.
Frank, what is it? I can't.
I'm going to pull up YDK for Real's comment.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, Ralph
Yes.
isn't. Ralph
Except for one.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
And this guy too.
Oh, yeah, 3 out of 5.
In case we get
3 out of 5. That makes sense.
a 3/5 compromise. There we go. We're good.
But on the Lou Williams thing, and honestly, thank God, and I don't think anybody in this chat has said it so far. I know nobody on the show would agree, and they're not going to say it. Since the Lou Williams thing has come out this morning, there have been so many people, not just Philadelphia, but I've seen a lot of Philadelphia Sixers fans saying, "Oh, why would we really need Lou Williams? Why would we want him? He's not going to start on this roster. How much is a bench player going to make the difference?" I'll take you back 2 years ago, okay? And I know we know this, but I'll just refresh it for everybody. Doc Rivers on the Clippers, arguably one of his best coaching years, to where he took a team where they looked like they were tanking because they obviously pulled out the Tobias trade and they were getting all those assets back. You know who the best 2 players on that team was?
Tobias and Lou.
Well, after that, it was Montrezl Harrell and Lou Williams, and they were both coming off the bench.
Yep.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't
just win a championship. The guys off their bench contributed, right? I mean, the likes of, who else came off their bench? I don't think did Caldwell Pope start for them? Ralph?
Yeah. Yes, he did. Yeah.
So who were their bench guys? I'm drawing a blank.
For the Lakers?
Yeah, Kuzma off the bench, right?
Yeah, Kuz is off the bench. Alex Caruso came off the bench.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Rondo start.
Dwight came off.
Rondo came off the bench. Dwight came off the bench.
And Danny Green off the bench, and he started, right?
He started all games, yeah.
But so think about that, to your point, right? Like, you need to be
Marcus Morris. No, Markeith, excuse
doesn't
me.
matter.
Yeah.
The fact that it matters, either one of them can play basketball.
Yeah.
So you're looking at like 5-6 players deep. You're looking at 5-6 players deep. So where we are. So the Ryan's thing, and then we'll go to Greg and Frank. The Ryan's thing. Okay, so this is what you have. You're probably gonna have, say, Seth on the bench. Okay.
Yep.
You'll have Maxey.
Yep.
You'll have Dwight.
Yep.
You'll have right now Shake.
Mm-hmm.
Off.
If he even makes a team, but yeah.
Well, they just re-signed him, so I was just
Who else am I missing off the pine?
Mike Scott.
Like Scott. So you're Glenn Robinson, right? Is Glenn here still?
Well,
No.
he's a cap hold right now.
Cap hold, yeah.
Ferguson.
I mean, you're deepish, but like outside of 4, it's really I'll get rid of any of them. You know what I mean? So it just depends. But I mean, I think you're good on your bench. I mean, you have two impact guys off your bench automatically in my eyes. If it's Seth and Maxey, like right there, I feel like I have impact guards off my bench, right? That are going to impact the game. Mike Scott, I should have a 4 that can impact the game enough, where enough threes hit, right? And just be a guy who can knock down some jumpers, right? And just be physical. Should be good enough as a vet to be able to handle the role. Dwight Howard, we already know, okay? It's going to be, it's a perfect role. Love it, okay? So, I mean, you're talking about there's 4 right there that I'm like coming in and saying they can play. You know what I mean? Like they can play right there. And we didn't even get into Ferguson. We didn't get into so there is room for that type of move. So everybody out there that claims there wasn't. That was my whole point to it. There's still room, depending on how you want to look at your roster, to say, you know what? Let's bring in one more vet. And I don't think they're done. I'm going to tell you right now, it might not be a splash. I don't think splash is happening. But I think a good move's happening. Robbie Brink, I know other people asked it. We'll get to Nancy, I wasn't talking about Thibault off the bench. Thibault's starting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to talk about starting lineups in a little bit. But mine, real quick, is Ben. I know people are asking them. Ben, Danny Green, Thibault, Tobias, Joe. That's my starting 5 right now. And that can change. But that's my 5. So that's where I thought, but that's why I didn't bring him up off the bench. So circling it back to the poll question still. What do you two think down low the Sixers will make another big trade before the season begins. Do you agree or disagree with that, guys? And then, obviously chime in on anything we've already, touched on as well here, because it gets wild. It gets wild in here when Sixers talks back.
No, absolutely. And Dayshaw, I would absolutely agree. You can't find just winners in general don't fall on trees, and then you get a guy like Lou Williams, death taxes, and Lou Will gets buckets, right? I do think there's another splash. I don't think Danny Green. Yeah, I don't think Danny Green plays for us. And this isn't an anti-Danny Green thing. I'm just looking at the contract. Just looking at the contract to bring in somebody else. Not even necessarily a Zach LaVine, because now if you look at our roster, we're very heavy two-guard, right? So it depends on where does Doc feel Tobias fits most, whether the small forward or power forward. I think it's the power forward spot so we can stretch it, which means we're a little thin at small forward, right? So I think Danny Green might get flipped before playing, and because he's the next guy that makes enough money to make some sort of splash.
Well, he also plays the three, though, too.
Yeah, but I consider him more of a two-guard, though.
No, I got you, but when you're 6'6", you can play the three.
Agreed, but I don't think he can D up as well on the three.
Maybe not, depending on the matchup, right? You know what I mean? I think depending on who he's going against. But to your point, I mean, wow. I mean,
and again, that's not an anti-Danny Green. I just think the money matches to where you can, because of the NBA, and we see like the Lakers, for example, adding everybody under the sun and then still not re-signing AD and still being able to make that happen somehow in this crooked NBA. So it behooves the Sixers, if you want to, use that expiring contract of 15, 16 mil to go out and get somebody that you can easily match money with that impacts you, especially at that 3 or 4 position, knowing Tobias can flip on the other side.
Dude, there's a counter to that, right?
Yeah.
If you don't, like, it hopefully you drafted well, right? Like, so hopefully Maxey comes in and becomes an impact guy for you.
Sure.
And hopefully Tobias is. Like to your point is, like, I'm really hoping they don't have to go make a splash. I don't have a problem with it if it makes us better, but I don't want to like lose something to gain something, right? So like Danny Green goes everywhere and wins something. So there's something to it.
No, so absolutely.
I need as many guys with rings on this roster as possible right now. So I don't want to trade him for a guy who's won, let's say, 25 games a year. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that right now. Like, it's gotta wow me, right? Is that fair? It just has to wow me because I'm really excited about the direction of this roster. So, like, I'm not saying who I wouldn't want to take because you would have to tell me the deal. But like, rings right now, I'm not trying to play with. And that'd be crazy, though. I mean, to your point, like if they brought in Green just to ship him out, I mean, that's wild stuff.
Well, who could you even?
What up, Yusef?
Who could you even see Green getting dished for? Because you said, Greg, you wanted at least a 3 or another 4, right? Is that?
If you look at our roster, that's where we're not as deep, right? I love Matisse, to Tommy's point, but as of right now, he's still a very one-sided player. You know what I mean? And well, as I said, as of right now.
Yeah, we assume.
You know what I mean? So you look at the 3 or the 4, there's where we're the least in terms of just pure depth. You know, whether impact, like you said, wherever Tobias goes, we would, in theory, need that other position.
Greg.
Play the 3.
What's that?
Who?
Can Mike play the 3? Scott?
I think he's more of a 4.
He's a more 4 and 5.
Yeah.
Oh, I just think it depends on matchups, though. I mean, everything depends on how you look at it. If you interchange a 3 and a 4, like if he's got a 6'8" guy going on the other end playing their 3, then why not throw it? Then he can fit there. The bias is, Doc already said 3-4. You know, going to be like almost like a combo. And then Thibault more of a 3, but could probably play some 4 in this league depending on who the matchup is, right? So I mean, I guess. I mean, but wouldn't you think that'd be more of like a mid-level move though, to get that 3? I mean, or whatever.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm $15-20 million. That's a pretty splash contract.
No, but I'm saying, don't you think it would be like something less than that? like more of like a vet, like that vet minimum that's still available.
And they could do that. They could do that, but in my mind, if you're trading Green for somebody who's going to impact you at the 3, that's probably going to be a pretty big name, or has the potential to be.
Once Frank goes and everything, Greg, when we go to the trade machine, I want you to go first because I think you and I have the same player in mind, but I don't want to say it yet because Ralphie and I were going through it before the show, and Ralphie, don't say it. And Tom, I actually think you'd be okay with this player because you've mentioned him a lot over the last couple of months. That's it, Frank. Frank, go ahead. Frank, that's it.
Depends what the fuck you're giving up.
Oh, I know. That's why I go to the machine. That's why the machine's there.
Yeah,
I don't know if I'm trying to
the machine's there.
I don't know if I'm trying to give Danny Green away. Like I just got him in the door. Like the guy can play. Like this is what we do here.
Well, you can't trade him yet until December 8th, so you got time.
No,
You got time.
This asshole right here. This is what he always wants to do. He always wants to. He's now in NBA 2K and he's in franchise mode and he can't sit still with it. You know what I mean? He's like, well, I gotta switch it. I mean, I feel like there's something.
I got to hit Hickey's dad's in the building, so he's going to be wheeling and dealing now. He gets assets in here. He doesn't screw it up like we had with Elton and Brian Colangelo.
Yeah, they show. I don't think he's done. They show all hurt. And Tom, I think you're right. The Armory track record says he will make a trade rather in a few weeks or mid-season something will happen. Yeah, it's just he's a franchise guy. You know what I mean? He's planning on franchise. So go ahead, Frank. To the poll, do you think something's happening or what?
I actually do agree that something is going to happen. I mean, Ben's sister teased it. It's now Wednesday. I'm still waiting for something to happen. So I do think that there is a trade going to happen.
Tease me naked. Go ahead. I'm just telling people.
Oh, okay then. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen. I know Greg mentioned Danny Green being flipped. I also have an odd feeling that Danny Green might get flipped as well.
What the hell does that have to do with Ben?
I said Ben's sister.
I thought you were going with Ben. Okay.
No, I'm not trading Ben. No, I ain't breaking them up. No way.
No, Liv
absolutely not.
Yeah, Liv is.
Liv is teasing, but I have a weird feeling something's going to happen. Looking at the projected lineup, as said by First Take, I'm not fully convinced with Steph and or Dwight as starters right now, but I do think you need somebody, at least a bit of a step up over Seth or Dwight. But we'll see. I mean, I think Morey's going to work his magic. Well, I'll give it about a week and a half, and we'll see. And yes, Don, go Sixers.
Tristan, you shut your mouth down there, Tristan. Don't even say that. Don't even write that.
Don't
even write that.
That would be terrible.
No. For who? Who getting dealt? Tobias?
Which probably will be because it would have to be the money thing.
I'll tell you right now, I'll take that dog. I'll take that dog right down there for Tobias any day of the week. You understand me? Everybody out there says no. That dude's a dog on the basketball court. That dude is nothing but effort and energy. And the second he plays for the Sixers, if he did, people would love him. I'm telling you, the way he plays, people would love him. Can't shoot worth a lick. I'm just telling you, his competitive side, people would love him here. And if you got him, Ben, and Joe on the court together,
watch out.
And you got shooters surrounding them guys, okay. I'm not like against that.
There's going to be so much shooting in Philly. Even Mayor Kenny is going to blush. Like it's going to be fun to watch.
What was that? What was that? What was that?
Why? There's so many shooters going on in this city right now. You can put a gun in his hand.
My God. Yusuf, let's get away from that. Yusuf, Russell Westbrook is either coming to DC or going to a team in a rebuild mode, like Greg's team, the Orlando Magic. That actually makes sense. The Magic.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think this team would go. I know some people don't like Russell Westbrook, but I think this team would go. This team is no question an Eastern Conference Finals team.
I cannot believe you're doing this.
I'm not trying to make the trade. I'm just saying the dude's a dog. The dude fights every possession.
Yeah.
You can say a lot of things about him. You can say a lot of things about Russell Westbrook. You can never question the competitiveness.
No, not at all. I can't. That's true.
The AI competitive.
Never takes the night off. Never takes the night off.
Never. I'll take Russell Westbrook on my team any day of the week. I'm not trading Ben Simmons, right? Like, I'm not trading Joe. But shit, if you want to put Russell Westbrook as that third guy with them, go ahead. I'm not against it. I don't care that Tobias in that situation. I don't care about Tobias being younger because there's no shot, Tristan. I don't see how he's moved. I don't see why. Why did these guys all come here just to move him? They all came here to move Ben. It just doesn't add up.
No,
I don't even think Ben. I don't think Ben can get it done.
Huh?
Like it'd have to be Toby based on money. Westbrook's making $41 million for 3 years.
Yeah, the max deal with Toby. Yeah, it would have to be Toby. How old is Russell?
It'd have to be Toby.
What's he, 30?
32.
Yeah.
oh,
32,
wow.
right? I mean, listen, dude, that dude motor runs till he's 35.
And still flying.
Yep,
Yeah.
that motor's not going to stop running until he's 35, 36. I make that deal every day of the week. Every day of the week, sign me up. And I know you guys don't got to like it. Russell Westbrook is 100 times better of a player and way more competitiveness, way more competitive, and will show up in the postseason. Will flat out show up in the postseason. No, you're going to know he's there. There's times I don't even know Tobias Harris is on the fucking court. Right? You understand me? In the postseason, like, where's Tobias? Where is Tobias playing? I can't see him. Right? You're never going to have to pull the binoculars out, all right, to see if Russell Westbrook's on the court. Listen, Copa, you're right, but we don't know Ben. We don't know Ben's brick, baby, because he hasn't shot to prove he's brick. You know what I mean? You're assuming brick. What happens if he can shoot it? And listen, when you can go by everybody in the league, Westbrook's brickish, right? But he can also shoot it enough. Like, you know what I mean? He can shoot it enough. I'm not worried about Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook's so fast off the dribble. He's so good off the dribble. I mean, some guys don't have to shoot it. AI didn't shoot at an extreme high rate. You know what I mean? He didn't shoot necessarily at an extreme high rate. I watched Russell Westbrook carry the Oklahoma City Thunder with fucking nothing. With nothing around them. Nothing. Me and you playing. And they were winning a ton of games. And Jody's unselfish when he's distributing 14 assists a game. You know what I mean? I don't know. I like Ross. I like high motor cats. And he's a high motor, so.
Prism says, according to Bill Simmons, Bradley Beal is pushing for Westbrook for a Wall trade. Yeah, well, I'm sure he is. I'm sure that's factual.
Well, I mean, Houston should punch himself square in the face if you're even like entertaining that. You know what I mean? Like, why would you even take on that contract? What up, Rob? I was banned for 9 days on Facebook, but I tuned in every Wednesday to watch y'all. Y'all are fantastic. For real. A2D for life. Love you, brother.
Right.
Appreciate it. Sorry, they got this their time of the year.
Thank you.
This the season of fourth quarter talk.
So Greg, I want to go back to you, and I want to pull up.
Here we go, baby.
The Mighty Machine. Okay. Well, let me get this out of the way just so everyone can see.
Yeah, refresh that, please. Just hit the refresh button at the top.
By the way, the John Wall, Russell Westbrook contracts are identical. Years and dollars. It's 41.2 to 41.3.
I don't want.
Right, the refresh on the.
I say something. I don't want Russell Westbrook of Washington. That makes them better. Him and Bradley Beal make them good. They become competitive real freaking quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They become one of them. They become one of the 6 teams. That fast.
Well, shit, Tommy. If they almost made the playoffs this year,
and
even without John Wall.
Well,
I mean, Bradley Beal was carrying them.
And the other kid, their rookie last year, Ryu, right?
Rui Hachimura.
Yeah.
Hachimura can play. Hachimura can play. They got
and
David Bertans.
Yeah, he's back on a 5-year deal. Yeah, so I mean they brought him back.
Yeah, I love Davis Bertans, but that was aggressive.
Yeah, 5 years, Jesus.
No, we appreciate you, brother. Hold on. I know we're getting this. Sorry, Greg. The money's more important.
Bye, Greg.
Bye, Greg. C-Note 215, a little 5-piece. We appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, guys. Sixers have legit 7 shooters now. How did Morey do this in such a short amount of time?
Because Daryl Morey doesn't have burner accounts.
It's true, Frank. True.
Well, I mean, it's when you target something, you can get it done. I mean, like the Eagles, they tried to target speed at the wide receiver, and they got it done.
Why are we talking about the Eagles? Don't even say that name.
It didn't pan out because we know why.
So I want to go to you first, Greg, because is a certain trades. Okay, so if you're trading Danny Green, does it involve a certain?
You got names right up there right now. Put the bias for Russell Westbrook. Let me see how that works. 36 million, 41.
That does work.
Can that get done straight up?
Yes.
Trade to Rock, and then trade him.
I know how to work the machine, Ralph.
You hit those buttons, and yeah.
Wow, straight up, it works.
And you get rid of his deal quicker.
Right, by a year.
So yeah, that year's important. That's a lot of money.
No, absolutely.
That opens up $41 million. So it's smart business down the road too. Because if you think your window, right, boys, right? If you guys think your window not only is over a 3-year period, but then over another 3 to 4 year period because of Ben's age, you absolutely make that move because you're getting out a year early, and you can still then now have enough money to go entice somebody else to come play with Ben down the road too.
And especially
Joe in 3 years.
Yeah, and especially that it's a 3-year deal for Russ, and Ben has 5. So when that deal's up, Ben has 2 years left on that current deal. You know what I mean?
And Joe's not going anywhere, so Joe will be what, 30 or 29?
You'll be 29, 29, 30.
Think about that, boys. So that allows you out of another contract earlier if it doesn't work, right? Now you're out even earlier, and now you can go out and entice somebody else with that money as well. So it doesn't you up. And I don't know, do you guys, real quick before we move on with the trade machine, I want to ask you agree or disagree. Does that make the Sixers well, forget agree, disagree with it. Do you have them as a better team with Russell Westbrook or Tobias Harris?
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good question.
It puts Ben back to the 4, right? And then you can truly play. Not that you didn't with Tobias, but you can truly play that positionless basketball, right? Because then you have essentially two predominantly ball handlers on the floor.
It's so. But tough.
It would all have to depend. Again, I still think it comes down to the evolution of Ben Simmons.
Yeah, it's tough just because we look at it. Well, I completely agree. Effort-wise, flying down the court-wise, Russell Westbrook, I mean, how can't you love him? They both disappear in the playoffs. I mean, Westbrook, you know what I'm saying? Westbrook's the guy that, he was saying literally a couple months ago, all he was good for was just running around in circles. That's all he did. That's all he did. He wasn't good for anything this year. And we've seen
that offense is not built for him. I mean, that's a run and gun, shoot threes all day offense. That's not built for him.
Yeah, and he even the reports of him saying that he wants to go back to a team that he wants to be back what he was doing for OKC and be a floor general type of guy.
That was his criticism even in his OKC days, is that he would go a million miles an hour during the season. He would have the MVP caliber status, and then once he would hit the playoffs, he would hit the wall.
But during those years, you have to remember there was nobody outside when Durant left. They didn't build anything. They didn't put any other guy next to Russell Westbrook during those years until they traded for Paul George 2 years ago.
No, I understand it.
So, I mean, outside of that, it was only Russ on that team.
I get you.
After Durant left.
It's just tough to me because I want to believe in Doc Rivers. And I'm not saying I don't if I get Russell Westbrook, because I feel like Russell would become even a better player. But I really want to believe that he's going to be able to recapture that Tobias Harris that we had that they had in LA. You know what I'm saying? That combo guard 3-4, somebody who could be deadly with the 3-pointers, and somebody that could be reliable in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I understand.
Well, is Tobias ever going to average 27 a game?
No.
Is Tobias ever going to have the impact on? First off, I mean, Russell Westbrook probably out-rebounds him, too, if I had to guess.
Yeah, he probably does.
No, he definitely does. Does.
We're talking about a guy who is 6'3", but plays like he's 6'8". So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not out on Toby. Like, I think I'm right with you, Rye. Right? I think, like, okay, back with Doc. I have a lot of belief in it. Somebody just brought up Westbrook's name, and it got me thinking because it makes us tougher, man. We're tougher. We talk about wanting toughness here. That automatically makes us tougher. So, I mean, I'm not saying he's the guy who's going to get us over the hump. I mean, that's on Ben and Joe.
I'll tell you what,
it's on your young players to get you over the hump. At the end of the day, it takes the young players to get you over the hump. The guys that you drafted, the guys that became superstars, Ben and Joel, it takes them to get you to the next point.
But I'm holding on to Tobias, the counter that other argument. Like, I'm okay with holding on to Tobias and going to work too. You know what I mean? That one just got me a little razzed up. I'm not like telling you it's going to make us 100 times better, but it absolutely makes us better. I mean, we automatically compete. You know what I mean? And night in, night out, we're competing. We're never going to have to question this team's competitiveness. And I don't care that they don't like each other. You know how quick that ends when you play with each other? Right? You can not like all you want. And then you got the same mindset when you play together and you become besties. I mean, that's how that works. So, but again, I'm good with what it is. I'm good with them two leading the way, right? I'm good with Ben and Joe leading the way and Tobias being that third partner, because if you do bring Russell Westbrook in, you know, he commands the ball a lot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I mean, he's a great distributor and all that stuff, but he commands the basketball. So you're looking at it both ways, then you hurt your, you know, then who is your four? You know, who is your three at times? So then you're really hurting that position. So realistically, roster-wise, it doesn't make sense unless you're getting some four back from them. You know what I mean? And you're giving them a pick. Like, the only way it's going to work is if you're 2 for 1 and you're getting almost that replacement at the 4, because they're looking to shed some more cap in a way. You know what I mean? That's the only way it works in my eyes. To make it fill out your roster the right way. Because then who the hell are you going out and getting now? Who's left to play the 4? Brokoff? I mean, get the fuck out of here.
Well, speaking of the 4, I'll go back to the same team. And this could go into the Danny Green thing, because you would need to get rid of Danny Green.
Okay. Talk to me.
You've mentioned this guy's name a lot, Tom.
Yeah, everybody hates Russell Westbrook. That's funny to me.
Oh, what, in the chat?
Yeah, love me some Eric Gordon. So let me tell you this. You guys are not going to trade. You guys want to trade Tobias Harris and Danny Green for Eric Gordon and Russell Westbrook?
Well, let's see if the trade machine allows
I don't think it'll work.
No.
Because I think Danny Green has to be traded solo or with picks only.
Yeah.
All right.
I think it's just for
It's James Harden, Ryan.
Ralph, you're giving me headaches.
It's okay. I know people don't want him don't want him here, and that's fine. He's probably not coming here, but
let's see, try trade. Because we got to wait until December 8th. Anything, by the way, fam, you're going to see this failed with Danny Green because we got to wait until December 8th. So even if it works, it's gonna say failed for right now.
Yeah.
My opinion, too close to the season, he's not getting moved.
Danny?
Yeah, it's too close. It's too close right now.
Yeah, it's about 20 days. It would be only like 18 days or something like that.
Yeah.
It would be nothing.
And Jacob said he'd rather have PJ Tucker over Eric Gordon. That's not a bad name now. You know what I mean? And he's definitely healthier than Eric Gordon year in, year out, because that's not important. But guess what, guys? All these like fun trade stuff, I'm totally good with keeping this roster the way it is and adding another veteran to it in some presence, right, guys? Like, I don't have to go out and make any of these moves. I think this basketball team's ready to win. I think this basketball team is ready to contend for one of the top 3 spots in the Eastern Conference. I truly believe it. I mean, you guys buying into that? I mean, we'll go over that in a little bit, but I think we can, people can continue to put trades in and let us know on some things that you think would work. And a lot of people don't like that move. And that's fine. I mean, you guys don't have to like Russell Westbrook. We don't have to agree on everything. It does hurt how your rotation looks. It hurts some things. So it's a direction that I probably wouldn't go in for all the X factors in it. You know what I mean?
Right.
In terms of talent wise, that's a no fucking brainer. I mean,
absolutely right.
Better than Tobias Harris. I mean, it's not even a freaking question. I don't even know how we can even debate that. You know what I mean? I don't know how that's debatable. You can think whatever you want of him, but he's definitely better than Tobias.
Are you guys doing this?
Sure.
This gets it done. I mean, this is the move. This
gets it done. Yeah.
Because here's the thing. You're only getting 1 year of Lou Williams. Shake Milton, as much as some people love him, some people think he's a 10th man on a roster. Around the league, people believe he can eventually be something formidable to this. Okay? He could be a Lou Williams-ish type of a player. So you're sending that with 3 years under their belt. The Clippers, their main need is they're extremely top heavy. They have nothing. They have like 4 guys and then nothing under that. So you're sending a young piece with control of 3 years, somebody who can fill that role. Then you're sending a sharpshooter to the Clippers in depth, and then you're sending a really solid second-round pick because it's via the New York Knicks, who we all know they're not going to be any good this year. So that's probably the trade, guys. It's going to be something like that. So would we all do that?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could.
What's making you hesitant, Tommy? Giving up
because if I drafted correctly,
who the hell?
Sorry, go ahead, Tommy.
No, Greg. That's all I gotta say is who the hell's filling? Who else is filling out the rest of this roster? Like who's playing? Who's another 4 here?
You would probably. I'll give you this. You make that trade and you sign Ilyasova.
I mean, that's Monday morning quarterback of the trade. Sure. I mean.
I'm just saying. I mean, that's the move.
I'm not hesitating like Lou Williams. I'm just like trying to think of a roster how it would play out if it's even like if that trade's realistic for this roster.
So then you're
but yes, I have no problem shipping both of them off for Lou Williams to the question. Absolutely.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, because then your 4, for example, if you trade away Scott, your 4 position would be Tobias, Ilyasova if you brought him in, and then probably Paul Reed. And then Brokoff as your backup. That's the 4 position for you.
And Dwight, I guess in certain situations.
Yeah, in the bigger lineups, yes.
Like if you're playing Milwaukee, etc., you might run a little bit of that at him. So yeah. No, I mean I would do. Listen, I mean I already been on the record 5 minutes in saying I'll trade for Lou Williams in a heartbeat. So I mean I think that we can talk about that right there makes me think that I'm an NBA Finals contender. Not like saying like he's that great. I'm just saying how this roster then shapes out. Wow. I mean, you're right there. You're knocking on the door. I still think this roster's knocking on the door right now. So you had another piece like that, guys. I mean, what's your thoughts? I mean, where do you have them now, and where would that move then put you? How much is that move the needle you think on this basketball team from where you have them now? So,
we're like second in the East if that happens.
Where do you have them now, though?
4.
Wow, you haven't dropped 2. You haven't jumped 2 spots.
If we bring in Lou Williams off the bench and bring in an Ilyasova, yeah. To go along with this, yes. Because then you look at that bench. You know what I'm saying? Then you could just match up with anybody. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't even matter who you're starting.
I don't disagree with you. That's a big jump because now I'm jumping over probably 2 really good basketball teams with that move, and that's fine. I think it would be more like a 1 jump, but I'm down with that, right?
I just think if we had Lou Williams and we brought in that defensive, and I'm not making it about I'm not saying Ilyasova's
You're not fair saying that because you can't add what you want into it now. Like let's stick with Lou because we don't know. You know what I mean? That's really rumor. There's been no talks of Ilyasova, so until there's talks, we'll just stick with Lou and think they're gonna have to get it done some other fashion. So
it would go up to 3 then. It would go to 3.
Greg, Ralphie.
Well, I have since I already have them I had them at 3. I think they're a top 3 team where they are right now. Does it move the needle for Lou Williams? I'll just keep them at 3 still. Since I was still, I didn't have them in the top 3. Like Ryan didn't have them in the top 3. He bumped them up to 3. I had them in the top 3 already. I think getting Lou Williams still gets you in the top 3 range. So I'll just leave them for 3 right now, even if you guys do get Lou Williams.
Greg.
For me, in my rankings right now, with the roster that we have, I have them at 4. But if we do get Lou Williams, I do have them at 3.
Yeah, I'm right about the same. I have them 4 or 5 right now, and then I think they would jump 1 spot depending on where they actually end up.
Man, some of you guys are low on this roster too. I'm not saying down and out. I'm just saying low on them. Like, shit, I don't have this roster as a 4 or 5 or anywhere in that range. I mean, this roster is a top 3 roster. Now, do they put it all together? Because I can't even put the Nets into a conversation of this. You understand? Because there's too much unknown when you're coming off an Achilles. There's too much fucking unknown. So there's no way I can put the Nets into this conversation. The Celtics, sure, right? Milwaukee, yes. Miami's the other one. I think Miami takes a step back this year. Jimmy Butler played a lot of basketball last year. That's going to matter. Them legs are going to matter. They take the step back. They might be the 4, right? They might be the 4. So I to me, the way it shakes out is we should be better than at least one of them too. Like we should either be better than Boston finally. We should be better than maybe not better than Milwaukee. Great in the regular season, right? But we should be in that 2 or 3 range. So if say I have them 3, if we get Lou, maybe that bumps them over to Celtics, right? Because now you can beat teams in different ways. You can outscore teams. You can D up teams and win that way. So yeah, maybe I would have them jump a spot. I would have them jump from 3 to 2.
And right now for the Sixers, do you guys think on this roster, do you guys have a closer almost similar to Jimmy Butler where it was crunch time in the fourth quarter, you needed somebody to make a bucket for you outside of Joel and Ben, and we all know Tobias has its struggles there in the fourth quarter in crunch time. As Sixers fans right now, do you, as the roster that's constructed right now, can you firmly say there's a closer right now on the Sixers team in crunch time in the fourth quarter?
Yes. No.
Oh, we got a yes and we got a no. All right, let's go. Let's do this.
I mean, if you just want to go off numbers alone, I mean, he's ranked the top 4 when it comes to scoring late in basketball games and meaningful buckets. Joe. So Joe absolutely is a closer. It's about to make life for a closer easier is surround him. Especially when you're talking about a big man. You got to look at him differently than you look at a guard. So you have to understand it differently in terms of closer. Like he needs the basketball to close. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yes, want to, Jacob. I know Jacob says got to want it. Yeah, and I think he does though, right? So outside of that, you're pressing me, right, Ralph? Outside of that, you're really pressing me, but I can't sit here straight face and say Joel's not a closer. You know what I mean? Because I've seen him close games. I've seen him be big in big spots for us. You know what I mean? But a lot of that has to do with getting your big man the ball in the post the proper way, right? And surround him with some spacing. You know what I mean? I got to take last year for what it is. And that sample size sucks. I can't go off of last year. I got to go off of what I've seen from the dude year in, year out. Year in, year out, he's closed. He's the main reason he's big reason why we were finally winning 40-plus games and 50 games. You know what I mean? So, close. Now, does he have to close in the playoffs, right? Yeah. We haven't seen the full close in the playoffs, but we have, though. Like, besides, but at times he's been missing in action. So, yes, in that part of his game, sure. But in terms of, believing he can close, no. Get him the fucking rock in the post and let's go. You know what I mean? Let's go. I'm tired. You know what I mean? He's not getting the rock in the fourth quarter at the 3-point line now. He's getting in the post. He's going to go eat.
That's the difference, too, is I think you finally have a coach in here that's going to design plays to allow Joel to be a closer.
Yep.
You know what I mean? We didn't have that in the past, whether it was this year or last year, it was just kind of free flowing and, whoever has the ball at the time takes the shot. Right now, you would think that you have a guy in here that should be able to develop, an out of bounds or a late game possession to maximize the abilities of Joel, especially being 80+% from the free throw line as well.
Yeah, sorry, Ryan. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, do I believe Joe has the capability to be a closer? Absolutely. It's just with the sample size we've seen this pretty much his entire career. And granted, I understand that he's ranked 7th. He does have big moments, key threes, especially with the foul line. I completely agree with that. But as we've seen, I think this has really hurt us in key games, especially in the playoffs. Without that true outside scorer, what do we see defenses do? They begin to smother him to where, you know what I'm saying? To where it doesn't even matter. I don't even agree with the want to with Joel. We know he wants to. He's not going to coast to the end of games. But I think having that true outside scorer, somebody who's going to be a closer, kind of like a Butler, via 3 on the perimeter, is going to allow Joel to really, you could argue that you either have 0 or you have 2 closers because, say, for example, you had a Lou Williams or a Jimmy Butler-esque type of a player. They're helping each other. because then you're going to have two threats that are bona fide closers on the court at the same time.
Look at Ben, dude. He doesn't have to be if he doesn't have to be the main closer, he can close games. He can get buckets late.
He's done it. He's done it before. Yeah.
Getting more confident at the free throw line, which means he'll have confidence going to the line more, which is so important too, right? Because he got better with that last year. I'm not calling him a closer. He's not that assassin type. But Joe's an assassin type. But we have to look at that assassin differently because he is a big man. So that assassin's different than it would be if I'm talking about a fucking Harden or a Durant, right? Or you know what I mean? Because of the position and the ball in the hands all the time. Steve, you ever seen with his shirt off though? I mean, you say closer needs to be in shape. Like I sort of laugh at the in shape sometimes. Like people used to say stuff about Ryan Howard being in shape.
I laugh at being in shape too.
I mean, the guy in perfect shape year in, year out, has he been? No. Part of that being younger, guys get away with that. But I really believe that he knows with the switch of culture here that he needs to work this offseason. He was disappointed in his game. He said a lot about his disappointment and his performance. And I can only go off a guy's words. I can only go off of how I believe in the player. And I believe his words that, even though we said that last year, right? But look what happened around him last year. Everybody got hurt, including him. I mean, this team was going nowhere quick. This team's not going to win without Ben and Joe. Newsflash. So that, yes. Steve, does he need to be in great shape? Yes. He did say he's in the best shape of his career. And he's not happy with one being not being on any all NBA teams, right? Not being all defensive team. He wants that stuff. And you got to put goals in front of yourselves. That's not selfish. That's putting personal goals in front of yourself to reach. So I'll take his word for it. This year. Now, if you come out and you're not in shape, and I'll be the first one to come on here and smoke you. So,
and Steve, have you had Chick-fil-A, bro? It's delicious.
This comment,
he's a baby in the paint. He's a baby in the paint, Dylan. Come on, Dylan. I mean, now have a feel for life in the game of basketball, please. Come on, dude. In 2020 NBA, he's freaking Shaq in the paint, per se. Okay? The game's changed, and he is dominant in the paint. Anybody who doesn't think that or watch that is delusional. Delusional. Okay? To tell me he's not dominant in the paint. The fuck out of here. Sorry.
Somebody said get back JJ for Danny Green. That to me, that's actually a backwards move. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I would agree with that. I think JJ's probably a better shooter, but Danny's a better all-around athlete.
And like we talked about on Friday, Tom, and Ralphie, you were a part of this too. If JJ's not making shots, you don't even have him in the building because he doesn't give you anything else. At least Danny Green gives you that 3-and-D aspect. He can give you other things.
Yeah,
JJ's. What was that, Tom?
No, you get older, to your point, right? And then
you
get back on the defense side of the basketball, and we were trying to get away from that because you remember in the playoffs we got crushed when JJ was on the court and he wasn't making shots. Like the other night, and Ralphie said it too. Is that okay? Well, like if Danny's not giving you the shooting, at least he can give you the defense. So he's not going to hurt you on both ends. Where one guy smokes you on both ends if he doesn't make his shots. So
yeah.
Densley has a question. The Sixers were better than the Celtics last year because Ben Simmons locked up Tatum. So my question: what did the Celtics get better? Well, they just got older, right? They got older. Another year under their belt. They're filthy. Them two kids. I love Brown and Tatum. I mean, I don't love Tatum. I always love Brown. Fuck Tatum. But to your point, Densley, you're right. He's always shut him down, man. He shut him down. There's none anybody else that can say that. When Ben Simmons is on the court for Jason Tatum, Jason Tatum ain't the same player. So I agree with you.
And the Celtics got better in a few different ways. I mean, they didn't get astronomically better, but they upgraded from Daniel Tice to Tristan Thompson. You added Jeff Teague, who's a really solid bench piece, and they drafted really well. You know what I'm saying? To where they're the same team, but like to Tom's point, 1 year older with efficiency, and they drafted and made some really good signings. Well, Donovan, look at this. Donovan
coming through with $70 tonight.
What?
Yeah, Donovan.
I appreciate that, Donovan.
And he's right because AD's not a center, right? So
before.
Yes, he will eat Karl Anthony Towns at lunch every goddamn time. And I'm going to say this again because nobody listens. They only listen when it's convenient for them, right? So if you listen, we talked about this the other night. When Jimmy Butler left, everywhere he left, he had something to say. Everywhere he left. You know what he had to say about Joel Embiid?
Loved him.
Couldn't say enough great things about him and how great he can be and already is. Okay? And now, there's the little things if you take out of what he said, you're like, okay, I trust you, Jimmy, because you talked about Towns. You talked about Towns and Wiggins, and you disrespected them, and rightfully so, right? But when he talked about Embiid, it was a love affair. It was a respect. The competitor in him. He didn't leave because of Joel Embiid. He left because of Brett Brown. Okay? He didn't leave because of Ben Simmons. He left because of Brett Brown. Simple. All right? Because the offense was atrocious. And he went to a real offense in Miami. And who wouldn't take a max deal in Miami? You'd be an idiot not to take a max deal.
With a great head coach, too.
Yeah, Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra. You're an idiot to not take that deal and go get your body right in Miami. All right, and you're friends with D Wade, right? So you go in there, and he makes it your house now. So I mean, there's a lot of connecting pieces on why you would do that. But take out what Jimmy Butler said about Joel, and take it for what it is. You can say, "Oh, it's just speaking." Okay, then why did he crush everybody else then when he left places? Smoked people, rolled them over, and then could say that he talked about him being the most dominant player in the league. Are you guys okay? So the Donovan's 40 piece. We appreciate it, brother. And the other thing of it is, you're right, because who's better at the 5? And I know guys slow him down. There's a memory that came up on my phone today. 0 for 11, whatever it was against Toronto.
Yep.
Toronto.
Smoked them. Gasol and
Thank God he's out of the East.
Yeah, Gasol and Ibaka owned them. So I'm like, I'm tired of this, dude. And I smoked them. So I'll be the first to smoke him. Doesn't mean he's not. Listen, man. Listen. I've said it from day one. NBA's changed. But unless you're a star, big men win championships. 2 guard signed shoe deals. And I always believe that. And Sammy Hinkie believed that. He did. Rest in peace, Sammy. He believed in that. That's all I got.
Gavin was asking us, who do you think our dedicated 6-man will be? Well, hopefully Lou Williams. I mean, I hope that's the answer. But right now it's Seth Curry.
Seth.
Which I'm okay with. That's fine. Yeah. What was I going to say? There was this one comment.
And I'm sorry, I have Joker ahead of Joe. I can't do that right now.
No, I mean that's fine. That's fine. And 1A, 1B. You want to talk about out of shape though? I mean,
he came back into the bubble. He dominated the bubble.
Absolutely. I'm just talking about out of shape. Like people want to.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, I mean, it helps when Jamal Murray's a pimp.
Yep.
Stretch it. Now, they're 1A, 1B, however you want to rank them that week. But you're right. I mean, them 2 are the 2 guys. I mean, anybody else you're going to tell me is comparable.
Oh, yeah, I'm not going anywhere else.
Yeah.
It was just, what he did in the bubble and stuff.
All things being equal, all around, though, who do you think's better, though? I mean, Jokic is filthy all around, so I'm not taking anything away from him. But like
the only spot I'll give Joel a decisive edge would be defensively and rim protecting.
Facts.
That's really it. No, you're absolutely right. But Joker is more consistent on the offensive end, where Joel sometimes goes in and out every once in a while.
And Joker's a little bit better of a passer too. He's an extremely good passer.
He's a really good passer, but
really good for a big man.
It's not
really good.
It's not far off when you've seen Joe with shooters.
No, that's true. That's what I'm saying. It's very close.
You're right. He's a better distributor. I don't know if their shots are different. I mean, they both stroke it from the outside for big men, right? For big men, they both hit it. They both hit their shots for the most part.
Go
ahead.
No, I was just going to ask a question to the fam at home. Is it fair to say this? Because it's very close. Is it fair to say that Jokic is more consistent, but Joel is more dominant?
Can be, yeah. I think you can make that comparison.
I'm saying where Joel will go on 3-week streaks where he is maybe the best player in basketball, but then he'll have a couple games where we're like, okay, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Is that coaching? Is that all the other things?
Yes.
What are you right? Mm-hmm. I don't know. But to your point, right? Let's just match it like this, though. Frank, you agree with it?
I agree with what Ryan's saying. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think I do too. I would just say this, like, head to head, who has a better chance of shutting down who?
Embiid would shut down Jokic.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's where you separate.
Because honestly, I think Joel's more of a killer. Now, that's not going to make a lot of people happy that I said that because they're like, oh, well, you think Jokic is soft? No. But we've seen Joel shut guys that just embarrass people. Jokic has done that a lot, especially to us. So I'm not saying Jokic doesn't have that capability. But like I said, the ceiling-wise, Joel's higher. But I think the reason why Jokic to a lot of people, and I think it's kind of split, on why people think he's better than Embiid, Jokic doesn't have the all-time low type of games that Embiid does. You know what I'm saying?
Did, though. I mean,
he's not perfect. I mean, he's had...
The bubbles helped his stature, per se, right? I mean, the bubble helped his stature because he wasn't a guy who was winning anything or anything special. They were a tough team, but more of a 5, a 4, right? Seed. You didn't think anything really of them for the most part. But to his credit, he put it together. Jamal Murray got better, for sure. I just think of it. I don't know. I'll always take the guy that I know can keep up scoring with a guy, and that has a better chance of shutting him down defensively. Not saying he has or will, but like they all have a weakness in their game. Like all the big men around the league have a weakness, right? I mean, Marquise is saying it too. Joker can't defend. Bam can't shoot. Cat can't defend like Ben. Only problem with Embiid is consistency.
Yep.
And I think that's right where we're all circling to in our own little fashion here.
That's why I really hope for the life of me before their primes end, I want to so badly see a Nuggets Sixers finals.
I don't.
Why? Because you think we would lose?
I don't want to see Jamal Murray bobble, man. I ain't trying to see Jamal.
They can trade him away. We can just get rid of him. You know
what I'll say though is who's covering him.
That's what I'm saying.
No, defensively, on paper, who should be better? We should be better. I mean, Ben should be able to slow down Jamal. He's proven he can slow down the better players around. The guys are still going to get theirs, right?
Yeah.
And Joe should be able to contain. Well, go ahead, Greg.
No, I was thinking Matisse would cover Jamal because Ben's got to cover Michael Porter Jr.
See, I don't give Porter Jr. that respect yet.
Or Matisse covers.
That's what I said. Matisse covers. Oh, I guess you could have Matisse cover Porter Jr. I think he would just lunch though.
Hey. Matisse handled LeBron.
Well, who's eating whose lunch more? I mean, Jamal Murray's going to eat his lunch a lot more than Porter Jr. is going to eat his lunch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I was thinking more likely size-wise. Matisse probably matches up size-wise better with Murray, and Ben obviously matches up size-wise to Porter Jr.
Yeah, the good thing about Ben is Ben can cover Kemba Walker.
Absolutely.
But anybody you want to throw him out on?
No, I'm not. Yeah, he's going to take his turns on Murray.
And Steve, I'm not saying Porter Jr. is not good, Steve. I'm just saying Murray's
better.
Like great. Great.
Switch chimes in. Not saying it can't be a coin flip, but you disrespect Joker if you say he's not the best center right now. Joe can be, no doubt. Got to stay healthy and see it. Word association. I don't ever use Joker and dominant in the same sentence. He's more of finesse and clutch. Joe is definitely more dominant, no question.
Yeah, it's
that's fair.
Yeah.
The weird one. That's why I was like 1A, 1B.
Yeah. No,
Well, we can talk about, but now the other guy's credit, he's going further in the playoffs. So until you get there, you're going to be the B, even though I think you're the most dominant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the Hakeem Shaq. Like Hakeem was more finesse, but could be dominant. Don't get me wrong, dominant in a different way, right? Where it's like, well, it was 1A, 1B during them stretches, and then Shaq finally wins it, and then you're like, okay, now you're in that conversation fully. Like we know how great you are. But now when you win stuff, you get put in that conversation. Fair? You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Or even show growth in terms of winning because we judge everything by wins and losses. We're not judging it off just your performance alone. So you got to win games.
Gavin saying, who would be a better value aspect, George Hill or Reggie Jackson? Well, George Hill, he's on the OKC Thunder. Reggie's available. George Hill's the better player right now.
I'd take George Hill, though. But, yeah, I mean, if he's not available, then it's a moot point.
Yeah,
we can still trade for him. We're going to have to wait a little while because he just got there. Like, we got to wait until, like, that December 8th thing, kind of like Danny Green.
Yeah, they're not trying to have a roster either, right? So that's fine. You know, they're, like, just trying to have all picks and just, hey, we're taking a 72 offer. Yes, I mean, I think George Hill is more of a clutch shooter. You've seen it in more bigger moments. Obviously, I mean, Reggie Jackson hasn't really freaking played for anybody worth hitting a clutch shot for. So, I mean, compared to George Hill. So, I mean, again, I'm going to take the guy, even if they're neck and neck, I'm always going to take the guy who's been with at least teams that are been in playoff teams and been a contributor to playoff teams, because I think they're the ones that are going to get us over the hump here, right? I mean,
absolutely.
I really like getting Seth Curry because at least Dallas was in the dance last year and you experienced it, blah, 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 right?
So let's do a George Hill thing real quick, fam. And fam at home, if you have any names that you want us to plug in, like, hey, how can we get this guy, let us know.
Opening Christmas presents, right, here on AT.
Tis the season.
Somebody call Santa?
I'm telling you.
I know him.
I know him. So you would have to go up to 9.5.
You won't miss that.
That's not Santa.
No. Last night it was an inside joke. I said, "Is Santa horny, Frank? Is Santa? Santa I can see Santa in that text thread. Frank? Kevin, they're busy.
Frank, is Frank still there? Frank,
go Birds, Frank. Say go Birds. We'll move on.
I'm just reading the comments.
Oh,
I wouldn't know what I said either, Frank. I agree with you. Dylan, Tom, stop. Giants are greater than the Eagles. OKC greater than the Sixers. Stop, dude. Stop. Now you need all them centers. Bam.
Come on. I would have given you Jokic. We all would have given you Jokic, but you can't sit there and say Bam and Cat either.
I would love, listen, brother. I would love. I mean, we appreciate the.
Thank you, though.
Appreciate it, Pippen. We love you chiming in. But listen, OKC doesn't have a roster right now. You're saying they're better? Stop. He gave everything away. You got one player left, essentially. That play.
I love the city, though. City's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I was stuck in a tornado there once, or close to one.
I was in an earthquake there. I didn't get out of bed.
Yeah, earthquakes, tornadoes, not the best city I want to be around.
Who else are we throwing in this deal?
Dill, can I take little breathers? I'm on camera 47 times a week. All right, I'm here. All right, you want to see me? Hold on, Ryan. I'm going to do something. You want to see me, Dylan? Hey, Dylan.
Oh, God.
I'm here, brother. I liked OKC last year. So you know what I mean? I'm a basketball guy. Like I love basketball.
Yeah, I'll take SGA. You want to take whoever the OKC fan is? I'll take him. Well, give me an offer.
All right. So Darius Miller, Justin Jackson. So who are you sending there? Furkan and who?
Mike Scott. But I gotta put one more player in the deal. The problem is so many of our nothing players. They don't make any money.
That's exactly it. You're probably gonna have to give up Shake.
It's either going to be Shake or Tease.
And I'm not. I don't know if I'm doing that for friggin' George Hill.
I know. It's
I'm
not
not
worth
doing
it.
that either.
Hey, OKC people, will you take Ryan Broekhoff? How about Ferguson? You want Ferguson back? I'll just give you Ferguson.
It's a body. I mean, they're just looking for bodies.
Tony Bradley, boom, done. He was supposed to be something about 5 years ago. Let's see. Try trade. Damn. Oh, because of that. Okay. Well, after December 8th, we can do this. Or no, I'm sorry, December 12th.
December 12th.
No, you can't.
It's too quick.
Tony Bradley can only be traded by himself and with picks.
Yeah.
Brad. Yep. You just traded for him.
Daryl.
Right. I'm telling you, I don't think
He's messing up.
he's not messing up. There's nothing to really
I know.
Right. There's nothing to do right now.
Daryl.
too close, guys. No, listen, I was in groups the other day, right? Straight face. Dudes were saying, what, no summer league? When does summer league start? Fucking winter time.
It's November. It's almost Christmas.
Some of these IQs are horrendous. Like, wait, no summer. Dude, the league starts in 3 weeks, essentially. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it starts basically in a month, basically. Yeah.
It's already started. You guys are already working.
Went summer league.
Yo,
Wow.
Tom,
Greg,
if you could possibly find that post,
three times a day in the Sixers 24/7.
Jesus.
I gotta go looking for that. I gotta turn that into a post.
Ken Riley, ESPN starting 5 had me crying. It's hysterical. Like what?
It's bad.
Dwight Howard at the 4.
Yeah, 1995, Ralphie.
Yeah. Dwight Howard at the 4 and beat. What was it? Dwight at the 4 and beat at the 5. Who was your 3? Tobias, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Danny Green was your shooting. Was Danny Green in that list? And
Yeah.
it was Ben at the 1.
Yeah.
I nearly went blind after I saw the Dwight Howard at the 4. So anything else after that, it didn't matter to be honest, Ralphie.
Yeah.
Jay, Mike Scott and Ferguson, they just traded Ferguson. They don't want him back. Why would they want him? They just got rid of him like 2 days ago. All right, Gavin. So you want a D Rose? Okay. We'll
All right.
God damn it.
I actually do have a trade for D Rose.
No.
Real quick, where did Avery Bradley go? Real quick. Does anybody
he went to
remember?
Miami?
Yeah, Miami. Okay.
Miami.
Yes, Miami did get better too, by the way.
Yeah.
I just think,
The only player they lost was Jay Crowder and Derrick Jones Jr. That's the only 2 players they lost.
I like Crowder's toughness.
And then they replaced him essentially with Avery Bradley, who's one of the best perimeter defensive players in the league.
And Tom, at least we're not starting off with a Levine. So that's good.
I just don't want Derrick Rose because it's just like I know what's going to happen.
Somebody made a good point though. A Pistons fan in our video on YouTube said that he can't possibly get hurt again like early in his career because that bone has been removed. So it's figment. It's not possible to
Now I'm relying on no bones, Ryan. Jesus God, I'm out.
We don't have to worry about a re-aggravation. The bone's
Who?
gone.
Oh, Derrick Rose?
Yeah, it doesn't. The
Yeah,
bone
yeah.
doesn't
I don't know. You don't
Well,
shoot.
there's your 4 right there, Blake Griffin, guys.
Shut your mouth. Oh yeah, 36 million. Okay.
I would actually do it because you get out of Toby's deal earlier.
Yeah, but then we have,
bring him back bring Toby back to the Pistons.
I would.
Wonderful.
I would trade Blake for Toby straight up. I think
Blake. I think Blake fits this offense in the 4 position. In the 4 position, better than Toby does. Now, obviously, there's no way you could find a way to do that without Toby just because of money.
Here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I would do it.
Toby goes back
Kendall's-
to the Detroit.
Kendall's going to be a big fan of this team. Freaking Blake Griffin and Ben Simmons on the same team.
Oh my God.
Jesus.
One city. Just make the rounds.
Oh,
I mean,
happy day.
Is that not become the best? Is that the best 3 in the East?
I mean, Ben is building a big, huge mansion, so he's got room to bring Blake in, so they don't even have to go anywhere.
Got now they're cuddling.
But now you also got to think hypothetically if that trade does happen. I mean, how small does the paint get now?
That's a good point.
Because
Ralph, that means like,
I mean, where's Ben going to drive? You know what I mean? And if you already have Joel down there as well,
talking about Blake's more of a stretch guy, man. He can take.
Is he though? Is he in this career?
He can shoot it enough. Are you kidding me? As a 4, he can absolutely shoot it enough.
I don't know.
Ralphie says he'll agree to disagree on that.
Yeah.
Frank, so what was your Derrick Rose?
Can we bring back Swaggy P?
No.
Jesus.
No.
All right, so Derrick Rose, is that all we're getting, Frank? Just Derrick Rose?
Yeah, just Derrick Rose. And this was a trade that I found in a Sixers group on Facebook.
Oh,
So
boy.
this can only go south. Got it.
This is going to be good.
And luckily, it's a trade that somewhat makes sense because it doesn't involve trading neither Ben or Joe. So we're
Okay,
good.
What are we
All right,
trading?
so it is Derrick Rose for Mike Scott,
Of course.
Shake Milton, and the 2021 second round pick.
Via New York?
Yes.
Yeah, via New York. And then just hit try trade.
I got it, Ralph.
Thanks, Ralph.
So you guys making that?
Oh, sorry. No, Blake.
Oh, you have Blake. You can't do Blake.
Listen, I wanted to try
match.
to get both. Okay?
No,
Not excited.
we're not the girl from the taco commercials.
Oh,
Are you guys
You
making?
can't have both.
Are you guys making that trade or no? The first one about Blake.
I would do it.
Tobias for Blake. Blake has been really freaking banged up the past 3 years.
He has though.
Hmm.
No, you're right.
I mean, his 3-point percentage is going really. I mean, he was really bad last year. So I mean, that's a tough one.
Yeah, I mean, with the injury concerns of Joel and Ben, I don't want to make my life more ridiculous with injuries.
Yeah.
So I will. If it was like 2013, I would say yes. I would take Blake Griffin, but no, I think he's just so banged up.
That's why I don't want to take what's his face.
Derrick Rose.
Yeah, I don't want either one of them. Yeah. When I think about it, like Blake had a really bad year last year. I'm good. Tobias's career is going more upwards where Blake's has gone south. And Tobias shoots the three more, so I mean, or three better at least. So I'll stay put.
Uncle Sweeps asks, can we sign Brian Scalabrine by any chance? Ginger and great locker room presence.
I think we can get him for cheap. I think he's available.
I mean, White Mamba, I believe, is working for Neeson, I believe. I'm not sure.
Oh, Neeson.
Neeson.
Well, I mean, Udonis Haslam's been around for freaking 42 years with Miami.
He got a 2-year extension.
Yeah.
An extension to be a great bench guy. I mean,
Yes.
just a great leader, great workout guy. It's amazing. I mean,
So-
loyal 101 right there.
Regardless
By the
of
way, 12 minutes left. Villanova is down to Boston College.
Really?
Yeah, they're down by 5.
listen, they're really
Oh,
missing
okay.
Sadiq Bey. I'm telling you, they're really missing him.
Everybody still wants Jay Wright.
Yeah. Sorry, but yeah.
Wait,
regardless of our,
you guys rather have Jay Wright right now over Doc?
well, you didn't ask me that. You said, would I want Jay Wright? Yeah.
No, right now. Would you want Jay Wright? So if you guys say, yeah, you'd rather have him over Doc, in my opinion. Right? Or no?
Now I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know, Ryan. You're a little iffy.
Yeah, I don't know what you.
I don't know.
Now, if you ask me if I would rather take Patrick Ewing instead of Doc, well, then we have.
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
I'm not taking nothing against Jay Wright here, but I'm not taking a guy who hasn't coached in the NBA over a guy who's an NBA lifer right now. I can't do that. I mean, we talk about accountability. Greg's just, yep, we're good. All right, Greg. Franchise mode again. Uncle franchise mode down there. Go ahead, Frank, with your fucking Derrick Rose getting hurt off an airplane. Go ahead.
No, that was the
regardless of our feelings, do you think this trade is realistic?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
For what they're trying to do and get younger, yeah, sure. You know what I mean?
And it makes sense given what did you say earlier, Ralphie, with John Wall?
Him and John Wall on the same team. Because, I mean, I don't think Derrick Rose will be a bench player again.
No, not for that money. No. So somebody else said, what, Terry Rozier? Do we have a Terry Rozier?
Yeah, I heard a scary Terry.
Oh, let's go to the
Which
Yeah,
I
just
have yet
adjusted
to hear
trade.
about. I haven't heard anything about a scary Terry trade to the Sixers. I've heard scary Terry to the Clippers.
Oh, have fun with that.
Yeah,
It's will be the Hornets.
It's the
He's on
Hornets.
Yep.
Hornets.
I got it, Ralphie. Everything's fine. All right, I got it.
And you hit try trade when you're done.
Mad means he's not traded shake.
Oh my God, 2 years, 18. Well,
Yeah.
see you, Danny.
Well, they had to get the sign and trade with Kemba. That's why it deals
Yeah.
there.
Yeah,
I don't trade for Terry. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want it.
See
I don't
you,
want it
Danny.
either. Yeah,
Because that's who it would have to be. It would have to be Danny.
No, I'm not doing that. It's just
yeah, and then you're also looking for and Charlotte is also looking for a third team to get the Gordon Hayward contract through. So, and the other name people are tossing around is Nick Batum. He's got another terrible contract.
Now,
But
1 year
I don't
for
want Batum.
$27 million, I would take that though.
I'm
Nick
not,
Batum?
I'm not a fan of Batum.
No, just to get the money coming off the books and get that trade exception, or just be able to flip that contract.
I'm good. I don't
Again,
need
you
that.
got to think of who's in charge with Daryl Morey. He wants to collect assets and tradable pieces.
But Nicholas Batum. Nicholas
20
freaking Batum.
$27 million
who hasn't
coming
been
off the
same
books.
since he left Portland. Batum.
that was
No.
last year of his deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'll sit it out right now. I get the money side of it, but
Did somebody say Victor Oladipo, Frank? Because again,
I did see Oladipo. I don't remember who
I-
said it, but somebody brought up the name.
I just don't think we would have what they would want for Oladipo.
We would have to. Well, that's Danny Green. That's Danny Green for starters. It's probably Danny Green, Mike Scott, and a pick.
Can't just have to do Danny Green in the first, probably.
Oh, because of the picks thing, and it wouldn't work.
It probably
21 as opposed to 15.
You got to just be close. You probably would work.
I don't think I'm going to continue on the record. I don't think you have to trade anybody right now. Like outside of maybe going out and getting Lou Williams, like I don't, you can't. You're not trading Danny Green, so we have to get that out of our heads, and we have to look at like what would be traded, right?
Okay.
And if you want to look at like Shake and Mike Scott being traded for like a Lou Williams type, that's like the only shit that's going to happen.
I have a.
I don't think Tobias is going personally, just to throw it out there.
Yeah,
don't see it happening. Just my thoughts because the season's so close. I think they're going to.
Yeah. I don't see Toby moving one bit, especially who's going to take his contract.
I have a lower level move. Then I have a couple of them. To where this.
I see Sacramento. Does this involve a certain player from the Bahamas?
No, it's not Buddy Hield. No, we can't get Buddy Hield right now. So it would be. Tell me if you guys. It would get rid of Scott. Okay. It would ship away Korkmaz. And this helps the 4 position, by the way. It would send.
Going Harrison Barnes.
No. My favorite name in the NBA. And we are bringing back.
So he's going to stay with.
Is he going to stay this time?
Well, via trade, he has to, at least for this year.
Bogdanovich said, "Hold my beer."
Well, that wasn't a sign and trade, Greg. that he's not a restricted free agent, Bielitsa. So you're bringing in Bielitsa. He can play the 4. You can either start for you, or he can be probably your 7th or 8th guy off the bench. And all you're getting rid of is Scott, Furkan, and a pick. And Sacramento's doing that for depth reasons. Anyone? Anyone at all?
Okay.
I mean, we said that we need to get better with our 4s.
I agree. Yeah, no.
I mean, this is how you would do it. This is one of them.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right, though. This is one of those small moves that just like, if this happened, you'd be like, all right, cool.
Yeah, the guy can shoot.
You know what I mean? Yeah. No, it's not flashy, and that's what these types of moves are. You're absolutely right.
This one and the one I'm going to go to next are 2 moves that I think are the only 2 moves minus Lou Williams that could happen before the year, because it's not going to move the needle. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter if there's 30 days until the season, because you're not you're not losing anything with Korkmaz and Mike Scott. You know what I mean? You're not doing anything. And then with the Kings don't have winning aspirations right now. They're trying to figure out who the hell Marvin Bagley is. That's their main priority. And the other one, again, you're going to a team that is they're probably not going to compete this year, even though I like them as a team, but just because of how good the West is. That's the Grizzlies. Okay. And you are sending
Danny Green for Dylan Brooks.
No.
You wouldn't do Danny Green for Dylan Brooks?
I didn't say that. Here, want me to do that? I was just saying that wasn't my move, but I'll play the game.
the Grizzlies aren't doing Danny Green for Dylan Brooks.
No.
Greg,
would do that?
You're doing. Where's Mr. Milton? Milton.
Okay.
You are doing 2 second rounders. You're doing the 2021 second. You're doing a 2023 second. And you're bringing back.
Oh, boy.
No, it's nothing crazy. Mr. Clark. Try trade.
Brandon Clark.
You're saying Brandon Clark like he wouldn't be able to help the depth.
No, there's nothing wrong with him. I'm just saying Brandon Clark.
Again, we want depth for the 4. Brandon Clark, solid player. He was rumored to be traded here last year.
Yeah, it would work.
Again, one of those marginal moves.
Yeah,
Yep.
you have the vet. You have the vet minimum available too. So I still think you have that $5 million or at least what, $2.5 million of it. Correct.
Yeah, right around there. Yeah.
Correct. So you still have that. So you don't have. It doesn't have to necessarily be a trade for like that. That's like, I don't know, 9th guy, 10th guy off the pine. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
you have a mid-level exemption, 5.7, and then you have 2 trade exemptions, 1.8 and 2.6 for James Ennis and Josh Richardson.
James Ennis.
Yeah, and you look at the available players right now, as far as you're looking around the free agency. Something I think would be interesting center wise. The Pistons just waived Dwayne Dedman. So if you're wanting that third
Pistons
guy,
did?
Yes. So
I would take a flyer on doing
somebody in the chat said JaVale McGee.
I love me some process guy. I love me.
Yeah, he was there early on.
Process guy.
He was there early on.
I mean, JaVale's my guy, but I don't know.
JaVale McGee.
I don't think we need him now. You know what I'm saying?
There's been a lot of guys tonight. Do you like everybody in the NBA?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, seems like you got like.
I mean, Bogdanovich, Bjelica.
Bogdanovich. When did I say Bogdanovich? I don't like Bogdanovich.
It just seems like every guy we talk to you about is like, oh, I love this guy. This is my guy.
No, I
Marco
don't.
Bellinelli. Who's the other guy? Kyle Korver.
Who's the guy from Washington?
Ilyasova.
What,
Bertans. Yeah,
Oh. Greg, I mean, out of the 3 you just named, you got 2 of them wrong, so I wouldn't go by your analysis right now. Let's see. What is this? Kyle Langley. Dwight talks like Wilt dude been acting different since he won a chip kind of. Why? Because he said Ben could possibly be like LeBron. I don't have anything. I have no issue with what he's been saying, and that's shocking for me because I'm not a. This is somebody I'm not one of those guys. I'm not a Dwight Howard guy. Keith says Sixers need a killer. Buddy Hield, Harden, Zach LaVine, Victor Oladipo, but Lou Williams would work. Yeah, Lou Williams is the most realistic and probably the cheapest out of all those guys.
Yep. And only one of the 4 are realistically going to potentially happen.
Yeah.
Only Zach potentially happens because you're not trading Ben for James Harden.
Oh, you want to do that, Greg?
No. I don't think anybody would, regardless of how you feel about James Harden.
I hear you. But you're looking at the available free agents, okay? By the way, Ralphie, Anthony Davis, his name's still out there. Does that make you nervous?
No, it does not.
I don't know. Might need.
Does it make you nervous?
I'm not a Laker guy.
No.
Unless he's coming to the Bulls, unless you're still worried about that. I know that was kind of worrying you last year. Hector, we said earlier the trade scenario for Lou Williams would be Scott, Shake, and a 2021 second. TTP saying, I'll take Pat Bev in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody on this panel would too.
Yeah.
I mean, you would talk about, going straight to everyone's heart. Pat Bev's in there. I just don't think you realistically would be an option.
Jay, we're saying we're going to sign Reggie Jackson and trade for Rodney Hood, Mike Scott Ferguson, 2021 second for Rodney Hood. What?
Rodney Hood just signed
Yeah.
an extension with Portland, so I don't know why they would re-sign him just to trade him. I don't mind the name. I kind of like Rodney Hood, but he just signed, so I don't get where the trade comes in.
Why would the Trailblazers want Mike Scott and Ferguson in a second round pick? Well, why? They have plenty of depth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I like the Rodney Hood name. It makes sense, but I don't really know why the Trailblazers would need or even want that, to be honest. That is correct, Rodney. That's the reason. AD hasn't signed his contract because he's waiting on Giannis. Yeah, for the money reasons.
The one
also,
and one.
Yeah, the 1-for-1 thing, which scares me half to death. Part of me, because I don't really want to see Giannis on the Lakers, but also I'd be fine with Giannis leaving the East.
Get him out of the East, yeah. Right, yeah.
Lewis says, who starts next to Ben, Joel, and Tobias? Okay, well, Tom gave his starting 5 projected-wise right now. Greg, what's your projected starting 5 if everything stays the same roster-wise?
My starting 5 would be Ben, Seth, Danny, Tobias, and Joe.
Frank?
I'm going to say, what was Tom's again?
It was
Tom
Ben,
was
Ben,
Danny, Matisse,
Tobias,
Joe.
I'm probably going to go with the same as Tom's.
Ralph?
Ben. I'm gonna go Ben and then Seth Curry at the 2. I'm gonna have him start. Matisse at the 3, Tobias at the 4, and then Joel at the 5. So I know some of you guys had Danny Green at the 2 starting, correct?
I don't. No, I have at my 3.
Tom does.
Okay, yeah.
And Frank does. I have him
So
at
I'll
the
put
3.
Danny. I'll put Danny on the bench and bring in and put Seth and just rotate them, and Seth can be my 2, and then Danny can come off the bench whenever the minute rotation is for them.
And then to me, just to throw out something different, because I think it's realistic at the start of the season, and then it would evolve possibly to Maxey, is I would go, and again, I don't want this to happen, but I think it could. Simmons, Shake, Danny, Tobias, Joe. And then Seth being your 6th man right off the bench. I don't like that, though, but I think there's a possibility of them doing that. Is this Alex?
Yeah, it's Alex. There he is.
Hi, Alex.
the good old
right?
Pistons fan.
Pistons?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
This guy's team trades and signs about 20 centers in 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Right. You want to talk about a team that does have no issues.
Oh, Mason
with the
Plumlee
5
for
or 4,
$30
right?
million. Mason Plumlee for $30 million.
No issues with the 5 or 4.
Jahlil Okafor just because.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then
It's
they
like,
cut
that
Brandon
guy in
Diamond.
fantasy who loads up on all the young, running backs towards the end of the draft. So if you need a running back, you got to go trade for him.
Yeah.
That's a good question, TTB. He says, I thought I heard Lou and Pat Bev were both on the block. Why is Lou more realistic than Pat? Because of money?
Yeah, I think Pat's making 12, 15.
Yeah, he just signed last year in the offseason when they signed Kawhi and them. I think he got a 3-year deal.
13-3 for 2 more years.
And I think also a lot of teams, not that Pat Beverly's not valuable, but I think more people are looking for that instant offense guy off the bench that, like you said, Ralphie, averages close to 30 off the damn bench. You know what I mean? Like, I love Pat Bev. I wanted him badly last offseason. I wanted him really badly, but I think given this current roster to where, Pat Bev's strong suits is the defense wise, we have plenty of defenders here. Now I'll take them in 2 seconds. I won't be angry. But like we talked about, if you say, for example, at the end of the games, it doesn't even matter the first 3 quarters, but like we talk about true scorers, true closers, I think we can all agree if you had on the court Simmons, Danny or Seth, Tobias, Lou, and Joel, you have 2 bona fide scorers, obviously, in Joel and Lou. But then that obviously opens up the door for Danny Green for a possible shot, or Seth Curry, or even though I don't think I've ever seen Tobias Harris make a clutch 3, it gives him the opportunity to where it opens up lanes for everybody to be that guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just adding that one piece.
Now, last year, Lou Williams averaged 18 points per game, but there was like a 5, 6, or 7 game stretch where he was averaging 30 off the bench. It was something insane off the bench, which was incredible.
Matthew says, like, in all seriousness, I think the best team that Philly could trade with is the Pelicans. Well, Matthew, step into my office. Let's see here. What do we like? What are we looking at?
Well, first he said Lonzo, right?
What? Do I need another guy who can't shoot?
But you're going to have to remember this is Lonzo's last year, so you have to pay him after this year.
Do you?
I don't have to do anything.
No. Like if our team were to trade for him, if your team's going to trade for him, you're going to sign him. You're going to at least sign him to a next year deal.
Am I?
To another deal.
I can't just use him for 1 year.
But what assets are you giving up to get him?
I'm not trading for Lonzo, so I'm not giving up anything.
Yeah. No, I'm saying in general, he's got 1 year left on his rookie deal. You're
right
gonna have to pay him.
You're right in theory.
Yeah.
But if
for
you're
the
giving
Sixers, you don't have to pay him.
If you're giving up just hypothetically, I think it works money wise. If you're going Danny Green for Lonzo straight up,
why are we doing that? You want to get rid of Danny Green so
I just
badly.
said we wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But would
Greg
you?
would.
That would
Greg
make,
would.
that would make work money wise. No, I still wouldn't do that.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Matthew said he was kidding with Lonzo.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thank God.
Boo.
Zion's there, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, we just talked about trading for Blake Griffin earlier.
Yeah.
Cole says trade Scott and Terrence for JJ. I don't want JJ Redick back.
I don't want
here.
JJ back.
I've had enough. I appreciate him. I love the podcast. I love the little symbols he does with his hands after he makes a three. I don't want him. We have Danny Green. That's good. We have Seth Curry. We don't need if we didn't have those two, sure, give me JJ. When you add Seth Curry and Danny Green, that eliminates JJ Redick. No more. I'm good. I don't want to see a guy just run around in circles and try to play defense. I'm good. I've thrown enough remotes through the screen. I appreciate him. Enjoy New Orleans. People are going to come after me now because I just ripped JJ Redick and he's like the godson.
Get ready.
But I'm good.
But there's really nobody on the Pelicans I would trade.
Nothing really stands out to me with
That's truly available, right? I mean, of course, Brandon Ingram, not happening. They just signed him to a max deal, right? Why would they trade him?
Yeah.
Josh Hart.
I knew you were going to say that, Ralphie. I knew it. I knew you were going there.
Maybe he can come back and play for Villanova, too.
Yeah, well, Jay Wright is the coach.
How are they doing? Are they up?
Yeah, they're up 5 right now.
Gotcha.
Gabriel says, what do you think? Wow, there's a lot of Tobias haters in here. He says, what do you think is the most realistic way to get rid of Tobias's contract?
But can you blame him, though, Ryan, with the Tobias?
No,
I can you blame him?
I get it. But
but I get it. I completely get it. But I want to give it at least a year. You don't have to trade Toby right now.
It's probably the Eric Gordon thing.
Give it a year.
The Eric Gordon thing.
Give it a year to get back with Doc again. I'm not the biggest Tobias fan, but I'm intrigued and interested to see what he does back with Doc Rivers, and let's see what he can bring out of it. If he can get out of it and become the player that he was in LA for the Clippers, then cool. Let's go. Let's go to work.
Yusuf says, do you guys go after a guy like DeMar DeRozan?
Ooh, DeMar DeRozan.
Hold on.
He's got a year left.
There's a year left.
Yep. This is his last year.
What is he getting paid though?
I think it's in the 30s.
Spurs.
Yeah. 27.
No,
see you, Danny.
Hey, reunion.
Would you guys?
Villanova's up 3 minutes, just about 3 minutes left.
Would you guys do LaMarcus Aldridge for you guys in the fan? Would you guys do a LaMarcus Aldridge trade?
Why do I need LaMarcus Aldridge?
No.
Why would I do that? I mean, I like him, but why? No.
Realistically, there's no way to get it done. I mean, if you could talk him into taking Toby's contract, then yeah, I'm in.
What, are we putting LaMarcus at the 4, Ralphie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, I would love LaMarcus. The dude just gets it done. But there's no realistic way that we can make it happen with our current roster, because the Spurs are not idiots to take Toby back. And I don't think Danny Green makes it happen.
Gavin says, thank you guys for not doing an Eagles show tonight. I can't stand them right now. Yeah, no problem. No, that's not happening.
Now, if you're talking LaMarcus Aldridge and Patty Mills for Tobias, I might be intrigued on that. But again, they're not taking Toby. not for 2 expiring contracts.
Matthew says Bledsoe and Hart for Scott, Shake, Furkan, and a couple picks. That's an ideal trade.
Except for the Pelicans.
Yeah,
except for the fact that the Pelicans are actually trying to win.
It's like those scenarios where they go, who says no? The Pelicans.
Like I love the creativity, I do, but like you're not trading Mike Scott and Furkan Korkmaz to a team unless they severely need depth. You know what I'm saying? The Clippers, they need depth. The Rockets, they do. Like unless you're a team that's just trying to acquire a few picks and a couple young players, and maybe like a Shake Milton who they think has a high potential. Other than that, you're not like why are they giving you Avery Bradley for Mike Scott? Like why? I would take. I mean, listen, if I'm a Sixers fan, yeah, but no, not realistic. Matthew says play Rudy Gay at the 4.
Yeah, he was talking about Rudy Gay, getting Rudy Gay.
I'm playing him at the 4.
Isn't he 75?
And
I feel
playing
like
him
I've
at
been
the
hearing
4.
his name since I was born.
Yeah, they'll be like his 7th or 8th team, something.
Well, let's see. Frank, give me a second.
Let's see. Played for Memphis.
He's here in the Spurs. Just go to the trade machine. He's on the Spurs.
Just go to the trade machine, right?
I'm here at the trade machine, Ralph. Here he is. He's right
34.
He only played for 4 teams.
Oh, it feels like he played for more.
Grizzlies, Raptors, Kings, and San Antonio. He got drafted by Houston.
Gabriel says, I think Marcus Smart could be a good fit. Why would the Celtics go into business with us? Unless it's for Markelle Fultz.
Unless it's for the number 1 pick.
Yeah. Unless it involves Jason Tatum, Markelle Fultz, number 1 pick. I don't think Danny Ainge is calling us.
Yeah, but I'm on the Marcus Smart train. Absolutely.
Oh, I'll take him.
Just not happening.
Matthew Keller says, actually, Melo would be interesting. Yeah, but he's with the Trailblazers.
He just resigned.
Yeah, he just resigned, yeah.
So let's shift gears a little bit into let's each, and Fam at Home, we want to see yours, even if you gave it to us earlier. Your 1 through where we go? 8, Ralphie? 1 through 8 in the East?
Yeah.
We're just doing East, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, we could do West next week. We
Yeah. We can do West. Yeah.
Because I want you to marinate in all the Lakers moves that they've made so far. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And fam, if you want to give us all 15, feel free. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What up, Chrome? I see you in the comments. What up, Chrome?
Frank,
what up, Tommy?
I think my screen froze when Tommy came back in. Frank,
that's all right. You're here.
Get rid of the trade machine because my screen
absolutely.
And then just
Frank.
bring us back
You're
up.
welcome.
Thanks, Frank.
Yep, there you go.
So Ralphie, you want to start off with your 1 through 8, sir?
Yeah, I'll go first, and then you guys can say what you guys need to say to me, and then we'll take it from there.
Sounds good.
So 1 through 8 in the East, I got Boston number 1.
Whoa.
2. Bucks 2. Sixers 3. Nets 4. Heat 5. Raptors 6. Pacers 7th. And the Hawks are 8.
Celtics, huh?
Yeah, Celtics number 1.
A little different than you, Ralphie. Bucks 1 until they're not during the regular. Sixers 2. Celtics 3. Nets 4. No, sorry, Heat 4. Nets 5. Until I see them. 6 Raptors. 7 Magic.
Ooh. Okay.
8 Hawks. Right.
So Indiana doesn't make the playoffs this year.
No. Nope.
Oh. Okay.
Can I just? What do you like?
A lot of moves over there. You know what I mean? A lot of changing pieces, in my opinion.
especially at the head, and then on top of it, the head coach, or probably the biggest one.
Yeah. So I mean, I got to factor all that into them right now. I got to see them.
Yeah.
That's all. Got to see them.
Yeah.
What do you like a lot about the Magic, except for Greg is a fan?
What do I like?
Yeah, like what's your key seller?
Well, a seller. I mean, I have them as a 7 seed. So I mean,
Okay, I have them like 10th, so that's why I ask.
okay. I mean, they're more talented than them other teams. You know what I mean? They're more talented. They truly are than them other teams. They have more. They have better players than those teams. I mean, they don't have a star per se, but they have really good. They have really good basketball players there. You know what I mean? They're always around that spot. You know what I mean? They're right there on the brink of that spot. I think they got some decent players.
And they beat up on us every year.
Yeah, there's nothing I like love about them. I mean, they're a 7 seed. That bottom part of the Eastern Conference is up in the air. It's truly a crapshoot. 7 on can be anybody.
Oh yeah,
it's open. Yeah. It's open for business. So I mean, whoever anybody's taking isn't a long shot or isn't a crown, because I could take the Hawks out and add the Hornets in, but I don't know about them. I could add, who are the Wizards? You know what I mean? I don't know who they are. I don't even know who the Magic are. You know what I mean? So all them teams are like, okay, well, who's 7 and 8? So it's up in the air.
Greg.
So I have the Bucks 1. I have the Celtics 2. I have the Nets 3. Heat 4. Sixers 5. Hawks 7. Hornets 8.
6 seed.
What's that?
Who's your 6?
Oh, I missed the 6. I'm sorry, Toronto. Toronto's
Gotcha.
6 seed. Sorry.
You get the Sixers a 5?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Frank, you want me to go or you want to go?
Oh, you can go.
We were looking for. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the development we were looking for. I don't know. A 5 seed. I mean, to me, I mean, I might be high with 2, but 5's really low. I mean, I think 3, 4 is their range, and 2's are like.
Yeah, I like them in the 3. I agree with you, Tommy. I think 3 or 4 is right there, the sweet spot for the Sixers.
A lot of people have them 5. Some have them 2. Gavin Keller has them 2. Chris Allen has Bucks, Heat, Nets, Celtics, Raptors, Sixers. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, Raptors are tough, but they lost their big men.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Oh, yeah, both of them. Yeah.
That is your outlook on them beating Joel up anymore. So I can't put the Raptors above the Sixers. Now, I can't put the Nets above the Sixers yet. I got to see Durant. I got to see Kyrie play together before I can just automatically assume they're better on paper, maybe. But you got to put.
I also look at the rest of their depth too. Dinwiddie, LeVert. I mean, they have good complementary pieces on top of it.
They do.
So even if only one of them comes back too, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other thing too, they just hired Steve Nash. How is Steve Nash going to utilize this roster? And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm not down
on Joe Harris.
I'm a big KD guy, but like in terms of that, so I'm not down or out on them. I just think the Sixers are a better team. I mean, even the moves we've made. I mean, I just feel like we're a better team than them. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see when we take the court. I mean, they always seem to beat us up, but at times. But we'll see. I mean, it's a different year, and it's just a different team and a different coach, and they got a first year coach over there. That's got to have some impact, right? I mean, it's got to have a little impact in the shortened run to get to the season. I mean, it has to have a little one, right? A little effect of some sort.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. A lot of personalities. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not like saying they're going to.
No, all fair points. Absolutely.
And we have issues too. I mean, are we going to be healthy? I get all that. But I think if we're healthy, I mean, I think we're a top 3 seed. We should be. But we'll find out. Like I said, even without a trade, I think that. Like, I mean, I think this team as assembled right now. If you kept Shake and you kept Furkan, right? I'm just throwing out names like as your end of the bench guys, or however you want to look at those guys as like a Shake, whatever. You're already with your additions you've made, your 4 essential additions to this basketball team, you're already better. With your first round pick, Danny Green, Seth Curry, and Dwight Howard, you're already better. You're already better.
Yeah.
You should absolutely compete for that top 3. And a new coach, new, and now I get it. I said new coach about Steve Nash, but he's a brand new coach. At least Doc's been doing it a while with a shortened run to the season, right? But everybody's up against that for the most part. So I don't know.
For me, I'm going to go Bucks 1, Celtics 2, Nets 3, Sixers 4, Miami 5, Pacers 6, Hawks 7, Raptors 8.
Wow, so Raptors go all the way down to 8 for you, huh?
Yeah, and the only reason why I have him still making it is because I think Nick Nurse is a really good head coach.
Yeah, and that's why I have him, rating around the 6th, 7th. I think he's just too good of a coach to not make the playoffs as for the Raptors.
I honestly think by design they're going to have a transition year because they think that they can get Giannis if he doesn't give the Bucks the big deal.
They got too much toughness on that basketball team. They be in a transition year. Like you're in a transition year if you're getting rid of Kyle Lowry. You're in a transition year if you don't have Siakam. You're in a transition year if you didn't just ink up Van Vliet. So I mean, at the end of the day, I think that them 8's way too low. Like they're just too tough to be 8. You know what I mean? They're too tough. They're way better than some of them, than at least 2 of them teams because they're still intact in a way. You know what I mean? They lost their big men, and that's going to hurt against teams that, have dominant big men, right? But overall, I think they're still going to be competitive as shit because they just are, as nature. I mean, Kyle Lowry's just a backyard dog. His teams always compete. They always compete. You know what I mean? And Siakam has gotten better, too. So every year he's gotten a little bit better. So I got to assume, when we talk about our young guys, that he's going to take another step, too. So, they're definitely a 5-6 seed still until proven otherwise, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Until proven otherwise. They got to stop winning 50 games a year before I can drop them. You know what I mean? I get it. Ibaka, I get it, loss. You can't sign everybody. But, like, their key guys are still there. You know what I mean? Their key dudes are still there.
I think losing their size and then their flat-out scorer with Van Vliet's going to kill them. I really do. I think Lowry is a solid player, especially competitor.
They didn't lose Van Vliet.
They didn't lose him.
That's official. They brought Van Vliet back.
Yeah. It was like a 4-year, 80 million.
Huge deal.
Yeah, for buttloads of money.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's why they're not at 8. Not because they hand him alone. I'm just saying, like, they didn't lose everybody. And Siakam's gotten better. So, I mean, factor that into the East of kids who can play. He can play, and has a ring. Yeah. I know it's Kawhi a big part of it, but he can play. He's not perfect. His game's not perfect. But, I mean, what team did you have above them?
Hawks.
They're better than the Hawks. The Hawks got a wing. You'd roll your eyes. Who the fuck are the Hawks? I got them as an 8 seed, but who are the Hawks? Come on. What did they want? Because Gallinari's putting them over the top.
Rondo's pretty freaking good. I mean, you look at the rim protectors with Capella and Okongwu. I mean, they're pretty. I mean, they went from a team that was top heavy. They have freaking depth out of the world.
Yeah, but they're not better. They're not better than Toronto right now. They got to beat. They got to prove that they're better than Toronto. I mean, it's a team that's win 50 plus games every year. Until you know what I mean? We're talking about a team that's winning 20 to a team that's winning 50. That's a big jump to say they're better that quick. So I'm not going to say they can't be good because I have making the playoffs too. I just think Toronto until they show that they can't win that many games, they're probably going to be a top 5 seed because they just are for some reason. To your points, Nick Nurse, right?
Yeah.
He's a winner. He gets teams to win. Sometimes that matters. You have a culture of winning basketball games. They're not great, but they're definitely good. In my opinion, they're better than the Hawks. Who else did you have above them?
Pacers. Pacers. They didn't lose anybody. The Pacers. They're actually healthy. All their stars are healthy for the first time in 3 years.
Yeah, I mean they're this an iffy one to me, because they're tough, but we'll see. We'll see what they look like. I don't have a problem with the Pacers being better than them. You know what I mean? Because they're always junkyard dogs. They're in everything. They're in every game, no matter what.
Chris, they're not top 4. They're not top 4. I get it. Maybe I'm sleeping on the Raptors a little bit, but come on. Come on, they're not top 4.
They're not 4. But you can make an argument they're top 5. People could argue.
They could, yeah.
I got them 6, so I don't have them top 5. I got them 6 because I think they take a little step back, but they do have a good big 3. Like essentially, they got guys. The tough Eastern Conference to the point. Like you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The tough Eastern Conference. It's not bottom heavy anymore. Like I don't know what LaMelo is going to do, but he's already played against grown men. I got to assume he's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's Charlotte better. Not that they're anything. I'm just talking about the bottom teams, right? The Magic are just always a real athletic team. They can shoot the basketball. They got talent. It's about putting it all together, right?
And it might be for the first time in seems like forever, the Eastern Conference as a whole might be actually competitive, 1 through 8 for playoff spots.
Yeah.
Or just seeding in general, because it seems like for the past 10 years now in the East, it's been, the West is the best and the East is just, it's just been 1 through 4 and that's it. Their 5, 6, 7, and 8 teams are like, below 500 teams, but then your top 4 teams are just, sniffing 50 wins. So for the first time in forever, like I said, it feels like that conference actually has competition now on it.
The only teams you're like at, the only teams that aren't making it, the Knicks aren't making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right?
Nah,
The Cavs are
Pistons,
miles away.
yeah.
The Bulls
The Cavs aren't.
there
The Knicks aren't. I mean, the Pistons might have a shot, but I don't think they make it.
Yeah, the outside the bubble teams with the Bulls, they're not doing anything.
No, Chicago, yeah.
No.
Wizards, no.
Wizards, maybe, like depending on what they're going to do.
Yeah,
like what?
I don't know. Like, it's assuming if John Wall stays healthy, and but you just never know with the Wizards. I mean, like as I was doing my rankings, I originally had the Wizards on there. Then I took them out
as the playoffs.
Because here's why. Because I actually forgot to put a team in there, and I'm like, all right, I'll just bump the Wizards out. But my rankings are: I got Bucks 1, Heat 2, Celtics 3, Sixers 4, Nets 5, Raptors 6, Pacers 7, Hawks 8.
That's a good one. I'll bet you 1,000 orbit. When? No. There's got to be a date in here, right? On when? You think by mid-season? I bet $1,000 that doesn't happen. I'll bet you $1,000. But that's the time. That's the timestamp by the trade deadline. Usually I win money on air. Let's hope it stays.
I was gonna say this is either gonna go really well or it's gonna be a rough one for you, Tom, because you already aren't a Levine guy, and the Grand is really not going to make you a Levine guy at all.
Oh no, that's like Sean Marion hate.
Yeah, like he could put up 50, and you could be like, "Freaking this guy, man! This freaking guy! That could have been Ben. That could have been Ben. He's taking the ball away from Ben. Like I can see it now. I can really see it.
I'm not signing him again.
Oh Jesus! Well, it's good because he's locked up for a little while, I think.
Dion had a good one. It was right above that. Dan Burke, an elite defensive coach with the Sixers, the best defensive team when healthy. I agree. So I totally agree. Chris Allen question: what did we finish the year when we lost to Toronto? 4 or 5?
I think it was 4.
4?
Yeah. I think we've always been 4 for most.
Yeah.
And we were what? We were 6 this year.
Yeah.
Yes.
We were.
Yeah,
six.
because
I think we had a 4-5 matchup with the Nets, I believe, that year.
Let me pull it up.
Yeah, let me talk to Lord for a second because I just had this up. So let me go to it. I'm going to read off what Joel Embiid said today.
We were 3 in the Toronto year.
3? Okay.
Yep.
Joel Embiid, I owe this city a championship. He says he has been working out and trying to trim down and get in better shape. I didn't make any all NBA teams, and that sucks. It was kind of like a punch in the gut. It was very disappointing. I got to do better. I got to go back to the Joel Embiid from 2 years ago when I averaged 28 points and was the best defensive player in the league. I also need a little bit of luck with injuries. That's why I've been working so hard to trim down and just stay in shape and keep getting better. So take it for what it is. But that's his quotes. And you know how I feel about quotes. So for the most part. So take it out. It's like listening to a fucking politician. You know what I mean? So with all these guys. I mean, I listen to Doug Peterson. I feel like I want to listen to the presidential debate. Nobody tells me shit. You know what I mean? Nobody tells me nothing. Like today, people want to make something out of stuff. And we'll segue to the Eagles before we get out of here. All right. But people want to go and make stuff out of stuff that you don't realize he's trolling you, babe. About Jalen Hurts today. Is Carson Wentz going to be your starting quarterback? And he pauses and says, as of Wednesday? Yeah. Yeah. That's what he says. Okay. And people ran with the pause. And then he said, I don't know about Monday or something like that. He said he was joking around. We'll get to Monday when we get to Monday. Like playing games with the media. He's playing a game back to him. Like you guys are freaking idiots. That's what he's pretty much telling you. You're idiots. Not saying he's the brightest, the sharpest tool in the shed. You know what I mean? I'm not saying he is. But the media in the city is dumb. It's dumb. So, and there you go. So take it for what it is. But people had, he didn't commit to Carson Wentz. Okay, here we go. Now we're going to create something that's not that. That's what we just went and did. And listen, I can tell you one thing. Carson Wentz is starting quarterback Monday night for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he, now could I see him put down? Sure. You know what I mean? I would have did it last week for a second. Just say, hey, come with me for a minute. But who's saying chill? What are we chilling about, Sean? We chilling about the pressers?
No, he's talking to another commenter.
I love it. They talk shit to each other. I love it. You never know who's directed at, so you just want to confirm. But it's just funny. He played games with him today. Did you guys notice that? And everybody, Elliott Shore Parks, with all due respect, I mean, looking for clickbait bullshit, and you get that comment. It's dumb. It's dumb. You really think that's what he said? Like people title it, Doug Peterson doesn't commit to Carson Wentz. Doug Peterson doesn't know who his starting quarterback's going to be Monday. You guys are freaking morons. You guys are freaking delusional freaking morons. $100 million gets benched in-game. Doesn't get benched during the freaking week. You understand how that works? You jackasses? It's not how that works. You guys are freaking morons, and you never watch freaking football then. Okay? That's why A2D is the best, because we're going to keep it real with you. All right? Freaking facts. Starting quarterbacks, they get paid that much money in this league, don't get benched on a fucking Friday. You understand? They don't get benched over the weekend. Oh, hold on. Hey, you're taking all first-team reps? We're gonna go to the other guy on Monday. You understand how that works? You idiots. Who's getting first-team reps in practice? So shut it down. Shut it the hell down. Now, you want to talk about him playing bad on Monday and him coming in? Fine. That's how it works. Accountability. But not on a freaking Wednesday, not on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Okay? It happens on the Monday. Or it happens on the Sunday if a guy's not playing well like Donovan before. It doesn't happen on a freaking Wednesday, you freaking jackass. How do these guys get jobs? Morons. And that's what people were running with today. Oh, yeah, he didn't commit. You hear him? You hear Doug? On a Wednesday. Looks like Hurts might start Monday. The frick are you talking about?
Speaking of morons, by the way, I think we're going to win Monday.
I got a weird vibe, Brian.
I mean, how many times do you hear me say that? Like, I'm not one of those, like,
I've heard plenty. So we've all have. So, you know what I mean? No, don't you start. You were a little out this year, but you're usually right on the side of the wagon with us. You're always picking them for the most part. And we've been a little out the last couple of weeks. I'll give you that. But you're usually right in our
months, actually. couple
freaking
yeah, I mean, ever since the draft pick, I've been out, to be honest. I
was out on the first. I mean, you didn't even have to get to the second. You just totally said, hold my beer in the second round. Your first round pick, to me, and I'll stand by it, wasn't good enough. You freaking nerds can tell me all the tape they watch. All right? I don't care what the freaking nerds say. I'm telling you, all right? He's not the other guys. Look at all the good receivers. It's like, I'm not comparing him to Donnell Pumphrey because Donnell Pumphrey stinks. Jalen Reagor's going to be in the league for a while. But the fact of the matter, it's like all these wide receivers can play. And we would get the guy who gets banged up, comes back, can play. I think he can play. You know what I mean? but nowhere as electric as people made him out to be. I mean, this was the most electric thing in the world. I mean, he was so electric. I mean, it's like Tyreek Hill. It's like Tyreek Hill. He's so explosive. He's explosive.
Some may say he's elite. Some may say he's in fact elite. You know what I mean?
Oh man, I was going to go right for that.
I got it already, Frank.
It's like he's Einstein with the kite and the key. He's that electric.
I mean, you had an organization laugh at you. They laughed at you. I'm not even talking about the guys like my best player on the board was Jerry Jeudy in terms of wide receivers, right? Justin Jefferson, if you remember, was my top 3 guy, if not 2. I think he might have been my second. I think
because you weren't a Lamb guy. You were
Judy,
and you were pretty much like Judy than everyone else. But your second was Jefferson.
My second was Jefferson, and then it might have been Ruggs and then Lamb or something like that. You know what I mean? I don't remember exactly what it was, but I had all of them in like my top 4, just in a different order than most people. Doesn't matter.
You definitely weren't a Rager guy, though. No,
because it's like I don't even remember you, bro. I watch a ton of football. Like if I don't know you off Jump Street, there's a fucking problem. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, if I'm like, who? Right? It's like, what? If you got a who, you watch football as much as I do, I think it's an issue. Because not that I never heard of them ever. It's just like, what? There's so many names on the board that I've watched play. Are you watching? Like, somebody, this is all I want from the Eagles organization. I just pray for one thing, okay? It's almost like the Phillies International, okay? I just pray for somebody to get their ass into the SEC. I just pray for somebody to wake the hell up and go to the right schools for the right spots. I'm just praying for somebody in this organization to wake up. Just like I pray for the Phillies to say, hey, can we get a Dominican or a Latin American that hits 45? You know what I mean? And flat out picks it. Everybody in the country has one and we don't, right? Like, it's just amazing. It's amazing that some teams just always trend that they never go to certain places early. Like, the Eagles don't go to the SEC early. They went with Derek Barnett, but that was Tennessee. I mean, grow up. You're not even going.
Yeah, it's not really SEC.
Sorry. I get fired up with this.
I want to, on that, Tom, with the receivers, and I'm not taking credit for this question. I saw it on Twitter, but it's a good question, so I'll just ask it here. So who would you guys – so we would all agree Carson Wentz's best wide receiver he's had in his career so far was Alshon, correct? His entire career was 2017 Alshon, right?
I mean, there's 2 guys. Like, you talk about, okay, there may be 3. Like, the best 3 guys he's played well with have been Alshon, Nelly for a little bit, right? Like, had a connection with Nelly, and obviously Ertz, if you want to count it. But yes, Alshon probably has his best, I guess. Yeah.
So so the question was on Twitter, just wide receiver wise, not including Ertz or any of the tight ends, wide receiver, who's the number 2? And it's probably Aguilar. Isn't that kind of horrifying in a way?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Because you can't say Deshaun. Like, I don't want to hear people say Deshaun because that was for a game and a half. Like, you can't say that.
It doesn't even matter, to be honest with you. Because the line's so banged up, it doesn't even matter.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest with you. You went up front, and no, to your point, you're 100% right. Right? There hasn't been a load of talent around them in terms of that. I mean, he's at Zach Ertz, which makes up for it a little bit, right? When you have a tight end who's really involved in the passing game, right? It makes up for it. But, like, look at the offensive line this year, and you want to know where the struggles start. Just start right there. I mean, you don't got to go further than there. You win up front in this league, all right? And when you have constant injuries and next man up aren't good enough, or you have a different offensive line week in, week out, man, you're in trouble.
Literally, Tom, you're spot on. It clicked a couple weeks ago to me, and I meant to bring it up last week. Carson Wentz 2020 it's the 2020 version of Baker Mayfield last year. We saw it. And Carson Wentz is better than Baker, but like we saw, Baker went from being really solid to very good. He didn't even look like a backup quarterback last year, Baker Mayfield. You know why? It's because he was pressing and he was running for his damn life. And I'm not using excuses, people at home. Carson Wentz has made a lot of mistakes in his own head. He's got to get things. There's stuff that he can control. But if you want to look at parallels, we're seeing exactly what happened to Baker Mayfield last year happen this year to him. It's the same thing.
Yeah, the Browns had no offensive line last year.
He was garbage last year. And I'm not saying Baker Mayfield really is lighting it up this year, but
And
I mean,
this,
Baker outplayed Carson on Sunday. Baker outplayed him on Sunday.
no, you're right. And this isn't a Howie Roseman issue to me. Like, the offensive line on paper before the season is very good.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
Very good. When you talk about Brandon Brooks being in there. Very, very good. So I can't knock him for not investing in it. They just got burned by it right now. And, and you know what I mean? Brandon Brooks burns you just alone. We can make up for the one. But when you start talking about, Isaac was out forever, right? I mean, now both of my starting guards are out. I'm going to expect to be good enough up front. And you've gotten lucky you've been able to run the ball. But then you lose faith in your running back when he freaking puts the ball on the turf on the first drive. No matter if he's averaging 10 yards a fucking carry. You can run the ball 90 and get stripped into 5. And guess what? I lose confidence in you. So this is what people miss. Yards per carry are great. And we've ran the ball well. But we can't pass block for shit. And our coach hasn't helped us. And neither has our running backs.
Yep.
Then he loses faith about putting balls on the turf. So he's like, all right, screw it. I'll just put it in my best player's hands. And then guys miss assignments consistently on this offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you really track the clock, some balls should get out faster than they do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But a lot of them, man, are just when that pocket collapses from the guard in, you're done. You can't step up and make throws. So people want to talk about his footwork and this and that and the third. Well, when you can't step up in a pocket, how's it good you think your feet are going to be?
Yep.
And I look at the leadership on this football team. Again, we know Carson's been bad. But again, we're not talking excuses. We're talking reasons, right? Why the entire team sucks. You look at the leadership on this football team.
Right. To your point, for 10, we're talking about he's not been good enough for 10 games.
Yeah.
So go ahead. Yeah, just to tell people.
But when you look down the line, Peters has been an absolute abomination.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Thanks.
Which, again, you don't bring him back, especially left tackle, unless Dillard goes out. So it's a 1-2 punch. Okay, that's fine. Even though the rugby guy should still be in there.
Absolutely.
Peters is an abomination. I mean, an embarrassment. And, Ralphie, I want to do a little tip of the cap to you, but I know that you hated Peters. Well, no, I can't say that. I almost have to because I wanted to say the Dillard thing, but you've always hated Peters. So I'll give you a little tip of the cap.
I don't know even if it's about like having a problem. Like, I mean, nobody should have had a problem with Peters coming back to make you deeper, right? That was my whole thing. Like, I'll take him back to make me deeper in case somebody does go down. But I didn't want to start him. Makes sense?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a conversation we had all offseason.
No, that was my thing off season too, Tom. Like I was fine bringing Peters back, but my left tackle was Andre Dillard.
Yeah, no.
He was the starter no matter what. Okay.
So
you can bring back Jason Peters to coach him up and have him there as a mentor and have more depth there. But at the start of the season, Andre Dillard's my starting left tackle, and there's nothing you could do about it.
So you look at Peters, okay, leader, supposed anyway. Zach Ertz, abomination.
And especially in what was supposed to be a contract year where he was begging for an extension, he ain't getting it.
Well, now we're lucky if we get a freaking fourth rounder for him in the
one
offseason.
of your C's, Rye, and guys, one of your C's essentially quit on the guy next to him. So how do you all think that goes in terms of a team playing better? How do you think that works? I want to ask the people out there. When one of your captains sort of looks like he quit at times in the action he did play in. What is that? How does that morale go? And I'm just asking for a friend.
No, you're absolutely right.
None of this is all microcosm of just everything going wrong for this football team. There's one guy, maybe two, that you can say have played well. And that's Brandon Graham, and it's probably Darius Slay for the most part. Okay?
Yep.
Fletcher Cox has played good. I don't think Fletcher's played bad. I think our fronts played good enough. Right? I really do. I don't think we've been, our second corner is atrocious.
Oh,
Jalen Mills is just around. I don't know what he's even doing. And then Rodney McLeod I like. So
that might be the best. That might be the best, adjective of Jalen Mills. What is he even doing?
He's just there.
Look
like he put in
Tom,
Nick Guerin.
You're spot on when you talk about, especially with this coaching staff and this leadership high level. What has always been the mantra, right? Next man up, next man up, next man up. Fight for the guy next to you. And then you're right. One of your supposed captains kind of quits on the team. and quits on his next man. So where does that go? Where does that filter? And to your point, all those guys that you mentioned were on the other side of the football, right? All the issues that this team really has is on the offensive side of the football, which is where you didn't think they would, because the head coach was supposed to be an offensive guy. You have your supposed to be franchise quarterback. You had an all-pro tight end, and you're right, leading up to it on paper, you had everything on the offensive line that you thought you were ready to go. And then obviously those crinks in those armor start happening, and then you're left with a pile of doo-doo that we watch every week.
No, I mean, you're right. You're right. And this is an organization that was prideful up front, too. But to your point, like, okay, Kelsey maybe, to people's points, played okay.
What up, Ryan? Thanks for the subscription, man.
Yeah, Ryan, appreciate it, brother. Kelsey isn't played bad by any stretch. You know what I mean?
Stay healthy.
Yeah, I can't knock Kelsey at all just because he's the only one ever playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm just somebody Dynasty brought up Kelsey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey's played well, but nobody else offensively has played well consistently.
Yep.
No, you're right. You're right.
Nobody really stands out.
You look at the two leaders, Alshon, who was, I understand, given the rumors and everything, not a leader, but a veteran presence, non-factor, invisible. Miles Sanders, to this point, has been a disappointment, mostly because of injuries. But again, some of that's self-inflicted with the fumbles and catches. Then you look all throughout the line, like we said, Lane's been banged up to where now you have two huge question marks on both sides of the line. And then the defense, a lot of money, hasn't really lived up to expectations. Shown flashes. Brandon Graham been excellent for the most part. Singleton, he's been the one bright spot. TJ Edwards been okay. To where it's ironic, and fam, I'm not trying to say our linebacking core is good. We don't even talk about the linebackers anymore because we have so many other damn issues.
It's insane.
It's like okay, just patching in TJ Edwards and Singleton. It's like okay, it's good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, who would have thought we would have said that?
And it's not. That's the problem.
What? That it's not good enough?
Yeah, it's not good enough.
No, it's not. But you understand what I'm saying? To where it's not our biggest. Like, I would think our second cornerback position's a bigger word than the linebackers right now.
Yeah, I mean, Avonte Maddox gets beat all over the field. So
LeBlanc sucks. Nickel Roby Coleman sucks. You know what I'm saying? Like, Slay's the only bright spot, and he's had some consistency issues.
I don't know. There's a lot of issues on this football team. So when people just talk about one and Carson, that's fine. And I don't disagree with at times in games at this point. If he's not playing well or really struggling, do you pull a plug for a little bit? Sure. You know what I mean? I got no problem with that, but that's not happening during the week. He's your starting quarterback Monday, so I want to get into some predictions with you guys. And
man,
let's play best case scenario, worst case scenario with your score. We'll play a little different game.
Oh, jeez.
Maybe this will turn around the season. We'll do this.
Yeah, this game may turn it all around, right? And we just flip the switch that's going to make it work. Doubt it. But listen, we lost Miami last year. We were in the same boat. We were like, oh, it's over.
Just get me to 5 wins. That's all I ask. Just get me to 5.
So the game is best case scenario prediction, worst case scenario prediction. And Timothy, I didn't see Curry to the Wolves, so
no, it's not happening.
ETP, the whole roster's the shitstorm. It is. Ted FX. What do you guys think about the tackle from Pittsburgh, Hargrave?
Who?
What?
Marquise in the house. We've been scored on in the first 6 of 10 weeks. Yet Schwartz floats under the radar. Now you don't float on the radar here, my man. You know that. Is this true?
No.
I didn't get no Woj bomb.
Let's see.
Kobe for life. Trying to say Bradley Beal straight to the Nuggets. That's aggressive.
I almost feel like we've reached the fake news part of the program.
No, we very well could have. That would be aggressive. I mean, Tyreek, worst case, isn't too bad. I mean, all right. I don't lose by 14. That's worst case. What's your best case, brother? Here he comes. He's coming with it. Why do you keep Timothy? Curry to the Wolves. Curry who? Seth Curry? Steph? Dell?
Adrian
Riley?
Curry? Somebody?
Riley Curry?
Yeah, I've been checking Woj bombs, nothing.
Rod says by next week we'll be in third place.
Very possible.
Tariq says 35-31 Birds would be his best case scenario. And Colin's right. Another thing we don't talk about.
Hire Dave Phipp immediately.
I mean, I watched Kevon Wallace run past two guys. And I'm like, where are you going, bro? The ball handler was right there. So everybody with Clemson and Dawkins, grow the fuck up. All right?
Hey.
Grow up. Listen, Brian Dawkins ain't missing that as a rookie, as a freaking junior in college, as a high school senior. Not just running by. Yeah, bye.
He wanted to challenge himself, okay? He wanted to see how fast his recovery time was, okay? He wanted to see if he could pull a DK Metcalf. All right, he wanted some recovery time. It's fine.
This is a good one. Billy Chill, we don't acknowledge how awful the wide receivers are.
We do.
Yeah, we do. Travis,
Yeah, we do.
Agreed. Ward is afraid of contact. Agreed. Yeah. Jeffrey, hurt, stinks, whatever. Jackson, who? JJ, who? And the same rookies that don't know the playbook. Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Spot on.
Not good.
Get your T-shirts though. A2D.
Ryan says best case 42-3 Seahawks.
Oh.
Marquise, I'm happy Sydney is balling. Yes. Screw you, Howie. Now you give up on guys. All right, the guy, the king of not giving up on guys, and he gives up on that one. Good call for Avante freaking Maddox. The freaking Nerf guns with Dallas Goddard in his house. Nobody cares. Okay?
Oh, Gabriel, you mean the gadget? You mean the guy that we picked with the 21st overall pick? The one that guy?
No, that's a lot of Ward too.
It was a lot of Rager on Sunday, though.
Well, both of them.
Looks scared to death, Rager.
They both did. I mean, Ward looked a little bit better with it, but still, Ward's letting balls drop inside for the safety. I mean, that was Ward on that one.
Yeah.
That just
You're catching that at the 10, babe. What are you doing? You don't let that ball drop.
You sit down. You sit down in the soft zone. You sit there.
and again,
I'm talking about the punt that landed inside.
No,
Oh,
the
yeah.
he fielded the punt early. We're in the zone.
Remember? He's like came right after it. Go ahead, Ryan.
And why? And this is like example number 90 of why it's obvious that this entire offensive schematics, whatever the hell you want to call it, they're all lost right now. Because why the hell are you putting Greg Ward back there? He's not fast. He's not fast at all. Rager, who he looks scared to death. Put freaking Hightower there. You're not using them. At least put them there to get them on the field. Like there's 90 guys you could have there. Boston Scott you could have there. Freaking Killins you could have. And I'm not saying these guys are heroes, but at least they have one thing that Ward doesn't. Speed. Shiftiness. Balls. You know what I'm saying? Something.
I'll take Ward over them guys because at least he catches the ball. But I mean, like Greg Ward should have been the least of our problems this year. I mean, we came into it talking about Greg Ward being a fourth or a fifth. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, should be the least of our problems. You know, and that's the problem. That makes sense, guys.
Yeah.
We're in that these guys are now forced to be in bigger roles than they should be, and here we are. And it's just gonna continue to go like this. You know,
if I see Doug Peterson, and this isn't a play calling thing, like this is just schematics wise, this is scheme. If I see them do one more damn screen pass with Greg Ward, I'm gonna lose my effing mind. That's Jalen Rager. That he literally did that in college. Like if you're not gonna have him go over the top, like do something. Like
Let's let Greg Ward throw the ball.
okay, cool. He's probably throw it better than Hurts right now. Okay, probably better than Carson.
how many
Okay,
times did I say please hand it off on the jet sweep one time?
every week. It's
To
been every
anybody?
week.
Like
You
anybody.
got to keep him honest.
I mean, hand to Jalen fucking Hurts for all I care. I mean, at some point, hand the ball to somebody on the jet sweep so somebody says, "Oh, they actually do it." I mean, it's a joke.
And they haven't even tried it once. Like, it'd be one thing, Tom, if they tried it and it like he fumbled, be like, we're not doing this again.
Yeah.
We haven't seen it once all damn year.
Yeah,
we haven't seen it.
We talk about Jim Schwartz missionary all the time. Jim Schwartz is missionary. That's another missionary thing. Like that's tired. That's secretary. That's not like that's not secretary on the desk talk.
Nope.
That's a Tuesday night and just keep it simple. You know what I mean? That's what it is. I mean, it's.
And no, Ryan, I'm not the biggest Greg Ward hater of all time. No, I'm not.
Young says the O-line is absolutely atrocious. It is.
Yep.
It all factors into us not being good. It all factors into bad decision making from your quarterback. Listen, I'll be the first to tell you, it's got to play better. It does. I mean, I don't know what else to say, but like it's you win this league as a team, you know. And I don't know. I don't want to keep making excuses for anything, man. So, what are your guys' scenarios? I don't know what to say anymore.
I'll go first. Best scenario. I don't have the Eagles winning this week. I agree with what you were saying about a week ago, Tommy. If you have the Eagles winning, I mean, Jesus, God bless you. I have the Eagles losing this week. Best case scenario would be us losing 24-17.
So your best case scenario still isn't a win?
Jeez, Ralph.
Yeah.
So
The best case scenario should at least be a win, though, Ralph.
Yeah, but the best case scenario too is not getting blown out on national television too.
So
Right.
Ralph, are you declaring that a win on Monday is impossible? Because that's kind of what you
by the looks of it, I mean,
are you declaring bankruptcy? Are you declaring that
yeah.
are you the office? Are you declaring bankruptcy?
I would, Ralph. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, this offense doesn't even can they even score 20 on Monday night?
Probably not. I don't care. I don't care who's playing defense. They got 2 Pro Bowlers up there.
Yeah.
So, you know, 2 of their 11 can definitely play.
And my worst case scenario would be we losing 38-13.
It's actually kinder than my worst scenario. That's actually kinder.
Yeah.
I'll change it up. I'll go second. Maybe this because usually I'm going like last or whatever. Maybe I'll change it up. Worst case scenario, 52-3, Seahawks. Best case scenario, and I'm going to go with this with my prediction because this is what happens, man. I mean, everything has literally been bursting into flames.
Stop it.
What?
Would you stop it?
Oh, wait. So the pom-com guy can't say, no, I can't be the pom-com guy for 30 seconds.
First off, don't ever fucking call me a pom-pom guy because I'm not a pom-pom guy. Okay? I'm a fan just like we all are. There's no pom-poms. There's hope. Big difference from hope and pom-poms. So, first off, you just pom-pommed every player in the NBA for 45 minutes and you're going to talk to me about pom-poms?
Like by pom-pom, what, 3 guys? Well, now you're listening to Greg. That was your biggest mistake. You listened to Greg now.
I didn't listen to Greg. I got my own ears. I don't listen to nobody.
You heard wrong. You heard wrong, man.
No, I heard clear. We'll tape it. It's like the guys do, you know, on Mondays in the NFL. We'll go back. We'll review the film.
I look forward to it.
Don't ever Sean spill me pom-pom me. I'm going to come across the fucking table on Thanksgiving dinner, and I'll throw every bit of that fucking dessert off your face. You know, with all love, though. I'm just saying. With all love.
It's a good thing we're in quarantine. I don't have to worry.
Yeah, I can't come over. So I would love to see. And then we would eat dessert after, and we break bread again, and we would love each other again.
Ooh.
But, I mean, that's a Sean Spielman troll on me right there. You know, you pom-pom and another Eagles fan. We don't do that to each other. That's what Giants fans do to us. Right? That's what Cowboys fans do to us. There's no pom-poms here. If there were pom-poms, I would have been talking about resiliency last week, and they're going to win the game. I told everybody if you pick them until they win a game, you're delusional. All right? But there's still got to be best case scenarios. So we're playing a different game here. So as we roll back in from the cheerleading.
30-20 Eagles. I'm going to go best case scenario.
I mean, that's a double digiter. I mean, that's nice though. Like that. I mean, in all reality, though, like that would be.
Listen, Doug's been saying in the famous pressers he's going to simplify the offense again. He did the famous, hey, I went back and watched tape of old seasons. You know, last time he said that, we know what happened with a certain backup quarterback. Hey, I'm just saying.
Bring him up.
Listen, Nancy. Listen, this is what we do here. You know, I don't know. If you ever talk sports with your boys, I know you guys all have, and you don't think it gets a little feisty. I mean, they never. Then I'll say you'd never talk sports. You know what I mean?
And by the way, I'm not going to let Sean Spellman declare the pom-pom because I've called you pom-poms many times before. So I don't know if I'm quoting Spellman.
Billy, I don't know how a guy like myself who talks about more effing crumbs than anybody in the country would be pom-pom. And I don't know how that guy who crumbs his own freaking players in the city for different things would be a pom-pom. Like, let me tell you guys that. Let me clarify what pom-poms are. Pom-poms are my guys are never do anything wrong. Pom-poms is I love the whole team, and it's always coaching. It's always coach's fault. That's pom-poms. It's always somebody else's fault. Pom-poms don't hammer players. Pom-poms never hammer players. Can we please admit that I've hammered plenty of players here when it comes to all our teams? So
no, you have.
People want to like pom-pom me. I hammer more than anybody at A2D, and I hammer more than anybody in the goddamn country when it comes to hammering pro athletes or hammering fans in videos constantly. So, yes, do I love my teams? Is my glass always full? Sure. That glass is always to the top. Absolutely. No running from that, but that's the part of being a fan. You know what I mean? But I also am a realist fan, too. I'm not saying we all are here. You know what I mean? But, like, that's my point to these guys. Like, we want our Eagles to win. You know, we want best-case scenarios. But I think we all, with our gun to our head right now, would not truthfully pick them to win, right?
No,
I have them losing.
Not in a real scenario.
Like I said, the only reason why I have a feeling that we might steal one is because this happens every year with Philly, to where when we're all-time low, and I'm not even going with the resiliency thing, to where literally we're trying to ship friggin' Carson Wentz out for Nick Foles or Garden friggin' Minshew, and people are talking about that being real life. The perfect thing that would happen would be we would steal another game on primetime. I'm not betting it. I'm not betting it, but it would make sense.
Fair, right? Like, what happens if Carson comes out and says "F all you" and he ball? You know what I mean?
If you go by a line, the line's only 5. So if the Seahawks are supposed to be this huge and the Eagles are just supposed to be this shit show that they are, why is the line only 5?
There you go, Marquise.
That line makes you want to take Seattle all day.
All day, every day.
Which, betting-wise, we know how that can go sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least with a cover. At least with a close game. I mean, they're due to beat Seattle, but I just don't know how they beat them.
The Seattle secondary is like 28th in the pass, so it's not like even we have a Bengals situation where like, oh, well, you can run the ball on the Bengals because they're 31st, 32nd in run defense. Doug's going to try to throw the ball, so it actually happens to be against a team that can't defend throwing the football now.
Well, right, he said simplify, right? I mean, simplify would get back to the run, but again, he did. He said, "Oh, I'm going to commit to it on the first drive."
He did, and then it got abandoned at the end of the game.
No, he didn't even get abandoned. He did it once.
Well, listen, what do you do when you drive all the way down the field with your running back and then he coughs it up?
Again.
Come on. It's another first drive he's done this on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He hasn't played that many games, and now you start to wonder, like, man, it's rainy out. Do I want to continue to put the ball on the turf?
Well, and that's what going into last week. I thought last week was going to be a mirror image of the Bills game from last year, where the elements and the weather kind of forced you to run the game, which then forced you to win the game.
Yeah.
Because it took it out of – But then you're right. When you put the ball on the turf, when you put the ball on the turf, you lose the confidence because you're like, you're my guy. Then what do I do?
Yeah, and then think about this. In that Buffalo game, we were winning, too. And I agree with Marquise. We score there, we win. You know, he says, we score, we beat the Browns. You know, and I agree because a team isn't good enough for mistakes like that, right?
Yeah.
So if they come and answer and get a 7-0 lead, doesn't that really boost their confidence offensively? Doesn't it really?
An opening drive score would be nice too.
I mean, exactly. How many times we talk about that over the last 2 years? Start quick, start fast. They did. They took the ball and they literally ran down the field, and then oops.
Yeah, Miles fumbles at the 5.
I did it again.
Yeah.
But I mean, Carson's due to beat Seattle. Their defense is a little left to be desired. They got like 4 guys I like on that defense, though, for sure. You know what I mean?
Carlos Dunlap with the resurgence.
Yeah, right.
I like Carlos too. Frank, what's yours?
Best case scenario, we pull out a narrow upset, 24-21 against Seattle. My worst case scenario, we get absolutely embarrassed on live television in prime time. But for my actual, are we doing actual picks and scores?
Yeah.
All right.
No, I think we're just doing best and worst.
I mean, you can give your actual one. It's not a big deal.
All right. But my actual one, I do have us losing. Final score for me, I'm going to go 28-17. And for once, whoever makes the schedules, please, for once, if we ever have a game against Seattle, can we make it a Sunday 1:00 game for once? I'm tired of the late afternoon. I'm tired of the primetime games. Can we just give them like terrible jet lag?
It's never gonna
Let's get a win on them for once, please.
It's never gonna happen.
Please, Roger. Please.
Keith,
yes, Don,
that's pretty crazy, Keith, isn't it? Barry Sanders not for 3 years. That's like when you go over to baseball, you talk about Tony Gwynn only striking out 19 times in a year.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Greg, did you go with your best and worst?
I did not, no. So my best case scenario is a 31-28 victory. I think if there's one defense that we could take advantage of because we throw the football a lot, it would be this defense. So I would my best case would be winning a shootout. My worst case scenario, is a 28-10. You know what I mean? 28-10. Seahawks win. Just because, their front four would just eat up our offensive line, and we struggle to score points as it is. So, it would be my worst case scenario. Oh, we're going back to Oklahoma City again?
My worst? $34-17, $34-10, somewhere in there. Not good. My best is 24-21. I mean, I don't know how, I can talk about us scoring more than that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man.
Down to Russell having a bad game, and maybe somehow miraculously we're taking the football away a couple times in some fashion, right, guys? I mean, I don't know. I don't know how else we beat them.
An interception would be nice.
Yeah, like 2 would be really fun. I mean, one would be a great start to things.
Yeah, right.
2 would be like that, some real gifts under the tree for Christmas, and if we could actually bring him to the ground sometimes would be fabulous, right? Force him into making some bad throws would be so delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, that's our only chance, guys. I mean, there's really no shot. I mean, you have to hope Carson Wentz plays out of his mind. He's got to be clean, no turnovers. We can't turn the football over at all. We can't have more than 2 penalties. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, the little things is what's going to happen. Is the only way we would have a shot at winning this game. So I don't, I'm looking for things, and I'm like, offensively, I don't know how.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I haven't seen anything on offense that make me think, okay, we can win a game, or we can score with teams that can score. I don't know. It's such a mess. I didn't think we would be here this time of the year, right, guys?
Here we are.
None of us did. I mean, nobody had 3-1, and nobody would have 3-7. Nobody would have 4-5 or whatever, 4-6, whatever the frick they would be. You know what I mean?
I was like the freaking Debbie Downer of the entire fan base, and I had them 8-8. Like, we'd freaking be screaming for 8-8 right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll take 8-8.
Yeah, if they get to 8-8, I'll freaking kiss somebody. Yeah, they can't get there, but if they got what I mean? If they got it, if they got close to that. They won
Be like 8-7-1. Yeah.
Oh, that looks beautiful right now, to be honest.
Shot. I mean, I'll say it again. Until they win a game, I can't pick them to win games. I mean, my real score would be like 28-17.
Mm-hmm.
You know, right around there.
That's about where my real score would be too.
Yeah, my real score is like 32-17.
Yeah, I'm right in that range.
With like a garbage time touchdown, you know what I'm saying?
And the best case scenario is always possible.
Yeah, it's always possible.
Why they lace them up, etc.
But hopefully it's there's
the
that little pinch of hope that we all have left.
There's no water in my glass. You know what I mean? And I told you, I'm always, the cup's always full.
Yeah.
I mean, if that water went out of the glass, like look at Rice finishing off his water right there. I mean, that's how quick my water went this year in my cup.
Yeah.
In my Eagles cup.
I have another one too.
Freaking disgusted. Disgusted.
Don, we'll make that'll be a topic next week, Don.
What did he say?
The best. He said we should do a best and worst case scenario for the Sixers.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, that'd be a good time. We'll be on Friday night too. And it was something I want to tell the people out there. I want to do a fan Friday. All right. And what I want to do is I want to give people the link and give them a couple minutes to come on and keep it clean. All right. It's like you're calling in. You can come on with your face, or you can come on like this. All right. So it's your choice how you want to come on. Well, I want to do fan Friday, and I want to dedicate an hour of the show to it. So I want to dedicate an hour of the show Friday to all the people. So if you want to get in and come in here and chat it up, there's like a call. You get like 2 minutes, right? 2-3 minutes, and we're going on to the next guy. Maybe 5 if you're good. We'll give you a fit. We'll give you a Finsky. If you come in and struggle, you know what I mean. I'll be honest with you. You come in and struggle, I hit you with this. You know what I mean? I hit you with that. So you come in.
Oh man.
Sorry, Frank. I'll put you back, babe.
Oh.
Come on, Frank. Put your hands down.
No. I was saying, to Ralph coming back.
Sorry.
Oh, I knew it.
See you, Zeke.
So, Young, I agree. Young, I think if you draft the right way, you're always drafting best player available, right? And like outside the quarterback position, right? If you have one. So, I don't know what to say anymore about this football team.
Yeah, I'm out of words for this football team. I'm done.
I think egos have gotten involved from top to bottom. I think Jeffrey Lurie. Listen, Marquise, let's go, baby. Friday night, it's going to start. We give you an hour. We give not one person an hour, but we'll give you everybody a couple minutes. You let us know. You inboxes your email, right? And we just shoot it over to you. Or you inbox us one of your socials, right? I mean, whatever you want to do. But you get us over your info so we can send you the link. You come in one at a time and we chat it up. We mix it up. We muck it up a little bit. All right? Trolls invited too. Because I love to spit it with you. I love the face-to-face with you with a keyboarder. You know what I mean? Love the face-to-face keyboard. Like, what are you doing? You good? How's this feel? Getting high up. You know what I mean? It's tough. So we'll have fun. Don, let's go, babe. And again, if you want your face on, you put your face on. If you don't want it on, you don't need it on. That's up to you, as for the peeps.
And I'll give the first person who calls Tom a pom-pom guy to his face, I'll give $20 free A2D merch.
Man, you know what? You go at some guys here, and rightfully so.
You think you know some people, but
no, but I think it's a really big decision on his end right now. It's not going to age well for him because I'm a remember. You know what I mean? I'm going to remember it, and tonight's not going to happen. But there's going to be another time where that gets brought up, and I'll have ammo. You know what I mean? There'll be some extra ammo in there. I already had some shots. He's had some shots. I've had some shots. Shots have been fired. But there's gonna be some extra.
Listen, what did I tell you the other day? It's been too cordial on the shows. It's been too cordial. You know what I'm saying?
You guys can call me whatever you want. I can handle everything. Just to be honest with you, I'm gonna yell and screaming back at people, but I can handle whatever you want to say to me. You know what I mean? If it's sports related and you're breaking my fucking stones, that's what it's about. I don't give a shit. But don't think, I'm coming firing back. That's what we do. No, JV, maybe Orlando Scandrick wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
And listen, that hour of time is to talk about anything sports related.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense? So whatever team, you're a fan of another team, you got questions, it's open. This ain't a forum of just 4-for-4 junkies. We know it all. Well, we try to say we know it all, but we know sports. So Friday night, we'll have plenty of guys on. Who's Ryan Finna?
Oh, no, he's saying Ryan is trying to get somebody cussed out.
What? To come in as a guest?
No, to call you Pom Pom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. To come in as a guest. Yeah. Keith, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks, Keith.
I know this is different for a lot of people. And for the people it's not, good. Congratulations, right? For the people that it is, I feel for y'all, truthfully, because it's a different feel this year for a lot of people out there, for different reasons, right? So it's just tough, and get through it and enjoy it. Soak in terrible football games tomorrow, and thank 2020 for canceling the best game of the day.
I told you, I was just the best game of the day is the one that gets canceled.
The only game of the day, pretty much, because I don't consider those. I'm not watching that.
I'll watch every game just because it is what it is, But yes, you're right. Ready for the NBA. Excited about that. And remember, everybody, Friday night, Fan Friday.
I like it.
Give you an hour. So you guys come on, whoever wants to come on and mix it up with us. Gabriel, other than the Chiefs, who do you think is the future of the AFC? Buffalo, maybe?
Yeah, Buffalo's a good one.
Buffalo and the Raiders are young and talented, too.
I like the Raiders.
Chargers.
Chargers got their quarterback.
This is going to be the last year for a long time. The Chargers aren't going to make the playoffs.
Nancy, happy Thanksgiving. Todd, happy Thanksgiving from Germany, brother. We love you. Man.
Oh, Todd's over there. Holy smokes.
All the way over in freaking Germany.
Philly Dilly, Todd.
Todd's in the military, right?
Is he military?
I believe so.
Thank you. Thank you, Todd.
Todd, if you are, even if you aren't, thank you. We wouldn't be sitting here. You guys got to do all the dirty work. All the freaking dirty work. We can't thank you guys enough for everything you do. And that's another thing to be thankful for. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
All the people overseas that never are home. Like the Raiders. Yep. The Raiders are up and coming team. So, boys, that was a lot of fun tonight.
Yes, it was.
A lot of 3 hour slice and dice here. Broke it a lot down. You know what I mean? A lot of names said. Right? It was fun. We said a lot of names, gave you a lot of different possibilities and things that could happen, and then we gave you things that are probably realistic. And talking Sixers was fun tonight, and not opening with Eagles. And it's always nice to talk Eagles even when they stink. So we did it. So you know how it rolls here. We won't have any shows tomorrow night. Everybody is off, but Friday again, Fan Friday. We'll be on by 9:30, right in that range. And we'll let you know on air when we're opening that up. Probably maybe a half hour in, 45 minutes in, something like that. All right. So everybody stay tuned for that, where you can hop on with us. We love you all. Any guys have any final thoughts before we exit the Coliseum here?
Nope, I'm all good.
Just happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Be safe.
Yep. Yeah, Greg, have fun down there, you son of a bitch.
Thanks, guys.
Guy.
Got to work on the golf game.
Yeah, I saw. And, we'll let the Tub get you right, though. Tub puts you right back in the mix.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You tub it up, you feel like you go the next day again. I can drive every day down here. You lucky bastard. They're closing everything up here.
I know.
This guy's going to be wide open like he's in a different freaking country down there. Like a different country. You're not in the hick. You're not in the hick enough for it to be total different country.
No, definitely not.
No. Listen, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to all your guys' families as well.
Yeah.
And enjoy it. Ralphie, give kisses to Grandma Dell.
Yep.
Give her a chair back too while you're at it, will you?
Jesus.
She got nowhere to sit.
Go rub her feet down, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I like his chair though. You know, it says Sweeps was saying he looked like Rodney Dangerfield from Back to School.
Nice.
In the dorm room.
Yeah. What was I going to say? How about we send Howie to Germany and bring Todd home? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Go keep her books over there, Hal. Germany's good with money. They always were. And we can do history here. Frank, anything closing with? Frank, for you?
Lakers suck.
Ah. Damn.
Bang. Bang! Frank from downtown.
Have a very,
He's on fire!
Frank from downtown.
but other than that, be
goes that
safe
man.
during Thanksgiving. Don't be reckless. Wear a
What's that?
mask. Wash your hands.
Who's being reckless?
Message? Frank's got a message.
Who's being reckless? Oh, you're saying the people that are being reckless?
The people who are being reckless, you know, the winter's coming up. Winter is coming. Flu season's coming up.
No
Yeah,
flu anymore.
yeah. Please wear a mask and don't. As a wise man, Confucius says, "Don't be a dick." So,
It was a wise man.
yes, Confucius was a great man.
That's phenomenal. I'll say to people, I really like Christmas. So can you freaking clean it up a little bit here? Can we clean it up a little bit? I'm a big fan of Christmas. Love to gather. I would love to have a gathering in Christmas and not have the cops at my door. So if you all could do me a favor and just clean it up, like Frank said. All right, just clean up a little bit. Clean it up. Let's all clean it up so we can actually have a Christmas. It would be a great time. Be glorious. Love presents, family. You know, Thanksgiving's cool. Don't get me wrong. Thanksgiving's sort of overrated. You know, besides food. Like, Thanksgiving's great for food. But if you're like you guy likes to throw little gifts around, you like the tree, your Santa cat. Thanksgiving, Christmas is where it's
Oh my god.
what?
Nothing.
Hey, Frank. Yeah. So to sign off today, I mean, that specific person, I think, said that he hopes everybody dies that's around their family. But that's the kind of thing that get posted by the Facebook by certain individuals. Yeah. Real classy. Real classy.
I'll tell my family I'm going to die then.
Yeah, please. Yeah. Yeah. And you always say, well, it's the people that I live around. I don't know about that, bud.
Happy holidays to you too.
Hope you guys have a good dinner. I don't drink out of the same cup would be responsible. Yeah, I mean, peeps, just live your lives the way you think you should live your lives. That's it. That's our public service announcement. We love you. Great show, guys. Ton of fun.
Thanks to everyone chiming in. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks for hanging with us late too. We got started a little later. Bathroom gate.
Oh,
yeah, there was some tacos yesterday.
happens.
Yeah, that's
Happens
still.
to us all.
I don't know if I cleared that out per se. You know what I mean? I think that was still sitting around. So I think today she finally said hello. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Big Mom is great, Don. All right, so who's coming on Friday? We'll see you all then. Enjoy turkey. If you're playing football, sling it. If you're like me and your back's broken, good luck. Because I'm not playing this year, but I plan on playing next year and probably slicing and dicing, probably 5 TDs and 5 picks. I'm a gunslinger. You know what I mean? I got a little Favre in me. Try to hit balls in spots they probably shouldn't go.
Don't say that too. Hey, Tom, don't say that too loud. Howie will try drafting you.
I'm available. You know, I'm always looking to get better, so I'm a big fan of factory talk. Redskins, Washington.
Oh, we were doing so well. We were doing so well.
This is what I think about it. Okay, it's muscle memory. Washington. If you just had a name for your team, that wouldn't be said, right? Exactly. So, like, that's on you for letting people pick it up on the back end on your ass. That's on you guys. Not on me. Not on me. They ain't on me. I kill like 42 crickets. Keith, like 9:30. I don't know why I keep hitting the button too. What am I doing? 9:30, probably around that time. Hold on a second.
What? What?
I think you were.
No, I wasn't.
They go birds, so we can go.
All right, I'll say go birds. Go birds! All right, there we go. All right, there you go. There we go. Yay! Don and Dynasty are very happy now. Yay!
Hercules.
Hercules.
Yeah, DB, it'll be right back up. It'll be right up on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter and Twitch. So it will be on all them. And then obviously, if you guys listen in later and you like the podcast side, stuff's up within 24 hours usually, and you can go catch us on all them platforms as well. So enjoy it. We enjoy you guys. You guys all drive this show. And to our new YouTube fan that's been chiming in, we appreciate you. To all the tips out there, we can't thank you guys enough. So we really appreciate it, and that's what helps us grow. I mean, we don't even ask for it. The fact that you guys come in, we'll read your comments regardless. So we just appreciate the tips. We're fans of it. Can't be mad at the tip ever.
We can buy Ralphie a new chair now.
We're working on it, family. Donate to Ralphie's chair. Yes, Colin. We have a show dedicated to the Flyers and to the National Hockey League every Thursday night. The Hockey Happy Hour, 10 p.m. is on A2D Radio. 10 p.m. So
they won't be on tomorrow, though.
They won't be on tomorrow. But the best hockey guys in the business. So, and we talk hockey too. So we don't run from it. But them guys, their whole
they
show.
Do it better.
Yeah, they do. I don't know if they do it better, Frank. I mean, you know what I mean? But you're right. Yeah, they probably do. I mean, or at least it's 2 hours of hockey. So anyway you want to slice it. If they do it better than us, sure. We'll give it to them. All right, Matty, Pove, and Daly. That's my freebie to you, boy. All right? You do it better than us. They're the best hockey show in the business. What else do you guys want me to say? I mean, I'm on my hands and knees right now. At the end of the day, we're getting the hell out of here. Thank you to all our sponsors. Listen, if you're still with us and you want a little promo code, get yourself a hat from All Campus, allcampusoc.com for all your team hats. All you got to do is go on there, discount code A2D for 15% off. So that is, let's keep this up here for a second. Allcampusoc.com, discount code A2D, and you get 15% off. So any team you're a fan of, John Coyle has them all over there. So and you want A2D gear, phillydrinkers.com/A2D radio. You can get all your A2D merch, tons of fun stuff. So
Tumblr.
Look at that. Card Knox was not on tonight. Brian's not feeling well. So hopefully it'll be back on next week. So that's our yeah, but we'll go back to that now. Yep. We're looking to see when it's all cleaned up. Bam, stay safe.